But this also matters. When you kill the enemy mid laner, they have to TP back.
For the Wisdom Shrine is known with the Spirit Siphon upon Laurel, but Laurel is super healthy for the time being. He's just going to try to right-click his way out of this. Is Rue in a 1v1 support battle for his life. Grip Storm not going to hit him. Laurel claims the kill. There's a double kill for Ducalis thanks to the glimpse, and Laurel looking to finish the job on the last support. And the trample, they're not even needed. The onslaught for Collapse finishes the job. I don't even know who got the Wisdom Shrine.
I think it was it? I actually don't even know. I think they tried it 1-for-1. I believe Laurel ended up getting it down there. As
Yatoro in some trouble. The Nothar projection is going to be a bit of a trouble inside of that Sprout.
Hex.
Attempting a TP, but gets hexed. And it has to right-click his way out of it. It's not going to happen as DM. Okay, Shadow Wave keeps him healthy. These teams really like to wait till the last moment.
Yeah. No, but this is also why, like, some of the plays, you can't always judge them for what happens, like, in the moment. Because it's like, okay, it's a trade, but then now you TP top on your Toro, they immediately punish you because there's no TPs available. People have to, like, walk here, do this. In the meantime, Collapse getting pressured.
And Pulverize first of the game, but Collapse is the one taking heavy damage. Thunderstrike does end. He actually walks back and, yeah, ticks out to the Scorched Earth. Meanwhile, bottom, DM will tumble to Yatoro.
I mean, there's just endless pressure. Like, once the snowball starts where people don't have their TP available, you can make so many plays on the map. So we've got a lot of aggression, but yeah, definitely favoring the parivision side. Anything chaotic against a silencer draft is great. This hero wants to play slow, methodical, wait for your global, take some nice fights with that. So no one being top net worth, absolutely huge, because he's the hero that they will play through. He's the guy that they want to be in the front with the tankiness, lead all the plays, be the body for the glimpse to give him the vision, be the body for the dazzle.
You like saying body, that's for sure.
I do.
Vision. Yeah, they're in pretty good position right now. Top 3 networks in the game on their side. And Satanic looking for the first Doom of the game. He's going to get Pulverized first into the Impale with the Trample to follow. That's a big kill for Collapse and company. So you can see the Trample enormous now, thanks to that fast. It gets glimpsed back into the kinetic field. No one with the Exo. That's a lot of juicy, big, fat spirits surrounding them. Look at that.
Look at those. All the dead heroes.
The Primal Beast is enormous, even in Exo form, it seems. Scales properly.
This is a very, very strong exorcism. It should allow them to take this tower as well. So another good punch here for the parivision side. Not sure you really defend this. Spirit, at least, they want to be around. They want to delay it. You never want to give up anything for free. You need to make your enemies fight for it. Might even be enough with just putting your bodies here and Laurel around to also help.
You really like saying bodies.
I said it again? I didn't even realize.
You know who has the best body in this game is Nature's Prophet. That's why he's the best in ability draft.
Yeah, very important.
Just an FYI for all the 10 ability draft players out there.
Appreciate that comment.
Ducalis, level 6 now, has the Static Storm at the ready. Miposhka, though, you can see on the other side, level 5, so no global yet.
I think I'm just sad that the body bag team is out of the tournament. I think that's the problem.
They went out in a body bag, for sure.
They did.
Unfortunately for them, there was no bottom bracket.
That's true.
To actually take part in.
Would have been nice for them.
So I do want to talk quickly about the Dazzle item build. It's going to be Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
Already has the urn, so talk to me about the itemization for this hero.
It's just like the Ags helps you so much with more heals, more aggressiveness. It also bounces off of your enemies. You just farm more. So it's very good. That's usually what you go for. He will need a couple of defensive items because you should be looking at potentially counterplaying the global. So maybe a Lotus Orb could be in the works later. Then Octarine is nearly always core. Same with Force Staff and everything else. So just some defensiveness so he can cast his spells. It's kind of the name of the game for our friend DM here. Got some stack farming. The game, you know, you had to take a slight chill pill for both teams because you need the supports to be 6. Runa has the finger. You need this global silence on Team Spirit. It is so important. It's like their most important spell, which is why they're allowing Miposhka to chill in the mid lane for a little bit.
Dire structures are fortified.
Yeah, Collapse is going to be opting for the Blink Dagger first. No big surprise. And I can almost guarantee you it will be a BKB afterwards.
Yeah, they need him to have Blink, right? Especially when you have Silencer. Like, Global should be treated more like a BKB, right? Because enemies can't use spells, so you're basically immune. You just jump in, you use the Global Silence. Silencer is happy, you're happy. He also has the Cobalt Cup on Primal Beast, which is great. You don't just move faster, you deal more damage with the Trample. Everyone's happy.
Toro putting his body on the line here. Serpent Ward placed, and there's another projection from the Dazzle, and that is going to be a really easy kill for the side of parivision. Very nicely played.
Yeah, good setup there. Nineclass just finding a nice angle through the fog there. They're controlling the Watcher up top. He abuses the tree line. Very nice. And also here, no one. First item, Yule Scepter. I like this more than the Aghanims, because all he has to do is not die from full to zero. So you can maybe, unless you get hexed, this is basically the only instant lockdown until the blink comes out from collapse. So I like it a lot.
Also good against the Pulverize if it doesn't have the BKB.
And of course, during the Global Silence, if you're not instant stun, you can lift yourself up. So like this itemization a lot. Satanic doing what he does in every Doom game. Midas, Radiance, get the Wolf Aura, keep farming it up.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't notice when he got the Wolf Aura last game. Is it pretty early they want to get it? Because I figured that there would be some more beneficial things
it helps you farm the most, so it's kind of the best. He had the Harpy creep in the laning stage. I mean, that's the most OP then for sure. Because you're not the blink stunner.
Yeah.
Ice armor can be fine if you fight a lot, but he's a carry. He wants gold. He wants damage.
All right, fair enough. Smoke from Team Spirit, looking to use their first global silence of the game. We can see that nobody's even remotely in this vicinity, so maybe they go through the gate though, or put some wards down. There is the 14-minute Wisdom Shrines coming up as well, so maybe it looks like they're going to opt for that.
And you can tell that both teams are setting up for it, because 9class is already down in the bottom lane doing basically the same thing. Let's see if DM can sniff this out. Does he have the Yotoro Spidey sense or not?
Skellies, okay. Fail to start things out. Finger of Death into the Sonic Wave, but the Grave just in time. And now the Static Storm to hold him in place. Ducalis, it's not going to be enough. DM does fall in the end. As no one and Satanic showing up. This is not what Spirit signed up for. The Yule's cancellation, so the two supports will drop. As on the other side, 9class. Oh, he was looking to get the Wisdom Shrine. Collapse is going to be there, though. Yes, the ward was placed. That's quite a bit of damage. Is Yotoro coming in to help out, so 9class eventually will fall. Can he get the deny? No. Now they're going to get some nice gold out of the Serpent Ward.
This ward is so funny.
It's basically like two heroes in one.
I mean, I'm glad it gives a lot of gold, because this thing is like 2v1ing them.
It really is. 264 gold. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, 9class, I like the play. You're trying to like abuse the fact that your team is making some pressure on the opposite side of the map. I mean, parivision are happy with the kills that they did get, but they also had to use the Exorcism.
Yeah, it was another trade with the Wisdom Shrines. Very even game so far. 2K lead with a Doom on your team. I'd say that's even.
Yeah, I would say so.
And when it comes to Roche play, do you have a team that you feel like has the advantage?
Parivision. Yeah.
Parivision? Okay.
Nearly any time you have a Rasta on one side, that helps a lot, and also Exorcism. Usually, when you get level 2 Exo, it's like around the time where you want to go Roche, which means for no one, he's like 11 and a quarter. So very likely in this nighttime, parivision will look to force that one into a fight.
Looks like no one is also opting for the Aghanim Scepter, so both him and DM be their first main items.
It's a good tankiness for the two of them, of course, and allows you to like farm up more on the Death Prophet, just get more tanky, because it is kind of the name of the game. Survive the initial burst of the fight and through the global silence.
So with this Dazzle Ag, I mean, initially when this hero came, I know that this is an offlaner and not a carry or a mid, but we would see some eventual right-click items come out because of the attack that it applies.
Yeah, but so the thing is also the hero lost the level 15 talent that used to give you attack speed, which is quite good. Then they nerfed the ult, so now you have like an ult duration talent and I think a bonus heal talent. So you're more about the utility. So Holy Locket is currently on the board for him, which is quite good. Of course it got nerfed, but it's still great for what Dazzle does. Active Rune once more.
No one gets the Arcane. Instant global silence. And Laurel coming in to try to finish the job onto the Rasta. Maposhka thinking better of it. And now the Doom applied to collapse. He is done for. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 in favor of parivision. And the global silence being down means you could just go straight to Roche. And the Exo will be used to secure it.
Yeah, and that's an Arcane Rune Exorcism. And the Yule's coming in clutch. Not just for himself against the global, but during the global, like you said, Pulverize immediately put a stop to it. So yeah, no one having a great game. 6-1-3 on the DP here as we see good old Roche taking a death, giving away the Aegis.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, oh my, they're going to find another connection onto Yotoro. That is a big kill on top of the Roche.
Yeah, 9class, he's absolutely owning this game. He had a hard one last time around.
Just pick me any other support.
He's like, please, Astini, no Dark Willow.
Pick me the best support in the game, perhaps.
Yeah. Astini was like, sure, brother, you got that one.
Pulverize in the top lane. Static Storm immediately cancels, and this is on the Aegis target anyway, so
they can't do anything.
Absolutely not. Spirit Siphon applied to collapse, and Ducalis.
He's trying to dodge out.
Yep, gets the glimpse off the Yules to cancel the onslaught, and this is going to be an eventual tick out, you would think, for Collapse. Staying alive thanks to the uproar. Yeah, he actually does find the Fog of War into Blink, so we'll somehow get away.
All right, nice little moves by him around the tree line. It was literally the only way he could survive. He tried to fake out the glimpse a couple of times, was successful. Let's see, 5k lead here for the good old P-Vision side, and they had a ward, which means they saw Rue.
Yeah,
he's dead.
Will be a nice support kill for the side of P-Vision again. Can't quite get the Tormentor. That would have been perfect timing. Still 2 minutes away.
No, gotta wait for a bit for that, but they're quite happy with a 6k lead at this point.
Yeah, for sure. No one 300 from his Ags.
Yeah, you've got Aegis on him, Shield Rune on DM, and an Essence Ring onto no one. So a lot of tankiness, and it's not easy. Like, how does Spirit fight through this now? Like, this one item on the Yule Scepter, like now this entire combo they're playing through with the global jump by Collapse, it's kind of broken.
Yeah. Yeah, Collapse has not been able to find any footing in this game. No pun intended, of course, because of trample, and he has 4 feet or whatever.
Thank you for explaining.
Yeah, he's got 4 of them, in case you're wondering. Is on all 4s at all times with his huge body, as some would say.
Yeah.
Serpent Ward placed on the tier 2 mid.
That's top.
Top. Man.
We're doing really well today.
Something in the water.
I mean, it might be. You are drinking hot water.
Yeah, it's not the best.
They're TPing again on a ward that they have here. And
in a lot of trouble. He's doomed up and brought down.
Can they find Yotoro?
He's out. Could have been worse for Spirit, but still, Collapse's game just feels horrific. But no one. This will be life number 1. He gets graved in the last moment from DM, staying alive. Nothing projected into the heck. Laurel now in a lot of trouble. Pops the blade mail, blinks away, just barely gets out. Is he gonna die? He does, to the poison touch. And somehow, no, finally, they finger him to death. But that's just the Aegis. Spirit are not going to feel good about this exchange at all.
Yeah, they're doing so many good things on it. Like P-Vision, they have a lot of great vision on the map. Like down bottom, this one ward gave them like 2 kills already. Earlier, I believe it was Yotoro, now Collapse. They go top, and you can just see the strength of this DP pick with the Dazzle. You know, all these haters that are like, oh, heroes are unpicked for a reason. If you find the right moment, nearly any Dota hero can look incredible, and no one, he's showing that just now.
Except for Rubik, if you ask Lacoste.
And except for you with Marcy, because you think it's the worst hero in the game.
As carry, yeah, absolutely.
It's not the worst carry.
It's pretty bad.
Whatever, no one asked.
P-Vision up 8k, and Tormentor time about to come to be.
Yeah, that's going to be a quick 9k lead for them after this.
So this will either be the Foul Play Shard or the Disruptor weird one.
The Thunder Strike.
Where you can put it on the ground.
Yeah, I don't like this one as much. It can be good to like cancel Blink Daggers and whatnot, but they will get the Foul Play, so they're quite happy with this one, as this is a very common move. Wouldn't be surprised if Swerve can try to read it. You take the Torm. There's nothing else for you to really get up here. You flip the map as P-Vision. Because even if the smoke fails, it like allows you to push in the next side of the map, and it's perfect timing for the Wisdom Shrine.
Yeah, we're going to have another fight here, perhaps?
We will.
They love their Wisdom Shrine fights. And it looks like it will be given up to P-Vision. And I think a lot of this is orchestrated on the fact that Spirit, they want their BKB on Collapse, because he can't find anything right now. He's extremely close to it. And Yotoro actually opting to go for it. So last game he went Mjolnir into Hurricane Pike into BKB. Now he feels like he has to get the BKB a little bit earlier.
Yeah, which, I mean, of course it helps him like stand his ground and team fight, but I'm worried that they have a lack of damage. Like, because BKB, it's not a damage item. Sure, if you have enough damage to follow it up, it can be seen as such, but you're getting a high ground poke here with the Exo for now. Do you want to stay? I think you should. They're not respecting you enough yet, so...
Seems like a pretty strong Exo based on the thickness of the spirits.
Yeah.
They've been on a trip to America, as Laurel will put the push to an end, so get half damage on that tower.
Yeah. Definitely do get quite thick in America. Makes sense.
Yeah, with their bodies.
Funny because it's true. As deny? No.
No.
Not quite, but still good move. They pressured the tier 3 down bottom, which means they forced all the TPs back from Spirit. BKB.
BKB, there we see the Pulverize now not being canceled, and they're not able to get the Grave in time for DM. So a kill goes the way of Team Spirit, and this time it doesn't cost them anything other than the BKB charge, effectively.
It is a constant back and forth. You force Spirit back to base, sure, but then they see no one TP out, which means they can try to strike in the mid lane, which they definitely succeeded in getting DM out of the game.
No one. About 1,300 from finishing the BKB for himself, and he's just, it feels like, about an item ahead of everybody on the other side for the Spirit.
Yeah, same with Satanic, who's just 15,000 net worth, level 16 in this game, which means he's higher level than anyone.
Yep, no big deal.
As Yatoro in trouble.
Yatoro. Satanic gonna get
Go
blocked by the Sprout, and just in time for the cancellation. Satanic have another Infernal Blade for the road. Yatoro, that is death number 5. 1 in 5 for the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, good kill by them. He did get to finish his BKB, so of course somewhat good news for Spirit here in the meantime. I mean, Collapse is trying to set up something up here in the side lane.
He's gonna show himself, get silenced, blinks out immediately though. As Nightclass Glimmer Cape tried to put himself in good position, but the sentry is placed. Pulverize on top. Laurel with the Sonic Wave. It doesn't get a kill thanks to the Innate. Finally, Laurel finishes the job, and now he's silenced, comes back into the Static Storm, but able to walk out for the time being. Impale gives him some space as well, and Laurel blinks away. The Thunderstrike is not going to be enough. Close call for him. But still, all they get is that support.
Yeah, 1-for-1 exchange. I mean, biggest win here for Spirit is the fact that Exo was used, and you got to see a couple heroes on the map, which does give you some space and some breathing room. And how are we doing with some of the other heroes? We have an Aether Lens on Rue, so helping him a bit with the spell casting, of course. Miposhka with the Solar Curse, trying to keep people alive. Some Essence Rings, as always. Lots of mana regen on everyone. Makes sense.
No greed yet.
And I'm going to double check that for you. Not on Rue. I guess people didn't get lucky this time around, Shannon. No greed. We'll check in again on the tier 3 items, which are about to come out very soon.
Keep us surprised.
Surprised or updated?
Apprised.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, keep it up.
Keep it up. Sounds like a mixture of surprised and
appraisal.
Up to date.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it means.
Yeah, keep it up.
And Collapse. Now that he has that BKB, I was going to ask, what do you think he goes for? It looks like he's going to set the tone pretty early with the Lincoln Sphere.
Lincolns, yeah. Okay.
So that's for the Doom. That's the one thing that can cancel his pulverized BKB, right?
Yeah, I mean, it matters. I guess Lincoln's is fine. Otherwise, Shiva is also quite good in this game. Like, healing reduction against DP and Dazzle would be huge. Like, you need either healing reduction or straight-up damage. But the straight damage is what both Yatoro and Laurel should be looking at, where Spirit are trying to set up something. Have good vision here behind the tower, but Satanic. Spirit are trying to set up something. Have good vision here behind the tower, but Satanic, the best proclaimed carry player of the world, will read it for now. Self-proclaimed, of course.
Yep, of course. Keep us apprised.
Yeah, stop talking.
Waiting under the tower, hoping that somebody comes within striking distance. Not to beat, so they'll just claim the tier 1 eventually.
Well, Primal Beast with his Innate and the Solar Crest, not the worst at taking down towers, so we'll do that. As we have PV just waiting for the secondary Roshan, which will come into their hands quite shortly. But they did leave the pit, so maybe Roche will get to live a little longer.
Middle tower is under attack.
We got a lot of side lane pressure going on. Spirit continuously having one hero up here. Earlier was Collapse, now it's Laurel. So just try and control this a little bit. Give the most useless lane being mid to Yatoro.
Yeah, he's just about to finish the BKB for Laurel.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Hiding in the trees. This is not Wisdom Shrine timing.
No, he just wants to farm some camps.
Yep, smoke from P-Vision now looking for a fight, knowing that if they get a pick off, okay, they just go straight into Roche. That's also the option.
Yep.
And the Belch, yeah, Spirit nowhere near, so this they will be giving up.
They will absolutely not fight this one. They are in full lack of damage. You need BKBs on your heroes, and other than that, you need like another round of items. I think Yatoro, until he gets like a Crystallis, I don't really feel like he deals enough damage. Same with Laurel.
I think Crystallis is on Tundra. But,
yeah, it's a good one as well. Keep us uprised.
And Laurel going to try to get out of dodge. Will do so. And that BKB finally finished. Satanic with the Aegis this time around. And Spirit
wow, that's
exiting this
5 Gale Guards in a row.
Okay.
With 2 greedy enchantments.
Oh, there we go. Of course.
Important to note. It matters. Okay.
On one team.
Who got them? Did Miposhka get one? Yeah, Miposhka got the GPM bonus. I mean, he's queuing up a refresher, and trust me, this is good stuff. Obviously, he needs to get there, which means PV gonna look to step up the tempo of the game. They have a siege creep and they have a banner if they want to like do something.
They will. Yeah. All right, EXO coming for no one, already pressuring the high ground early on in this Aegis timer. Collapse in the cover of smoke. Throws a rock thanks to the shard. And Yatoro, he gets glimpsed. Okay, away
Jokes
he
on
goes.
You, he will TP.
That gives him a little bit extra time as the Roche banner eventually is taken out though. Fortification popped as well. BKB initiation by Collapse as Yatoro pops the BKB as well. The finger of death, it's enough to take out no one right off the bat. And the nostril projection is going to be able to grave himself for the time being. As the Doom was applied to Yatoro, will walk back to base. As Collapse and Laurel just focusing on DM, does not have another grave for the road. So double for Collapse and drops in the base thanks to the Doom. And all the while, this Serpent Ward apparently was available, places it down as Satanic taking heavy damage, getting mana drained. It's on everything on this hero. Life number 1 expended. Ducalis, the cover of the Serpent Ward. Satanic wants to continue to fight.
He got it with the rock?
Collapse? Are you serious? My goodness. And he's going to try to go on top of the Doom here. Lotus applied for the time being. Pulverize is available. Satanic goes in for another kill. Laurel's going to take heavy damage. There's the Pulverize. Off cooldown. The glimpse out though. As Laurel takes the tumble to Satanic, trying to fight his way out of this in a 1 versus 2. As Collapse with the trample, it's enough. Triple kill for the...
Caralho, mano, esse Collapse carregou a briga de um jeito fora de série, mano.
There's so much kiting going around in this fight as well. Even like Collapse, 9,000 damage dealt throughout this fight. Like with the constant AoE buff he got in. Also, he sniped 9 class, which now allowed him to get the gem as well. I believe that PV had because they had a Lotus Orb on Disruptor. I believe that they had the idea Ducalis will maybe cleanse the global off of DM and they save no one. Because if they lose no one first in the fight, they're in for big trouble, and that's absolutely what happened.
That was a sick fight that brings us close to even, I would say. I mean, not even a tower taken in that push, and that's the Aegis down for a very long time in terms of the Roche timer.
You gotta be careful. I will say that parivision, from what I've seen, they're a little bit notorious when it comes to throwing around the high ground. I've heard Astini talk about the same thing. So,
and what better team to defend high ground than Team Spirit?
Yeah, and you're kind of messing up a fight where Spirit.
Cara, eu não sei o que rolou com o Yatoro, velho. Tipo, não dá pra falar que é o meta ou alguma coisa assim, porque o Satanic aí tá destruindo, né, velho?
Did he even mean to hit
I don't know. We're back on live though as a Sonic Wave coming out. Collapse with the trample to follow. They were able to get the roster to start things out. No one already pops the EXO with the BKB. TP attempt for Yatoro. He does it out just in time. That was
Cara, que cagada.
And now EXO used with very little effect in the end.
Yeah, absolutely big stuff. PV very close there to killing Yatoro. I will say they might have to take a breather. Make sure that you chill out, take a proper fight next, because obviously you are ahead. Satanic is having a great game, as is no one. But a couple of these.
Eu não sei até que ponto o cara tem que dar Doom no Collapse, tá ligado?
Collapse with the Lincolns now. Despite having that rough start of the game, they could not get the global silence pulverize combo at all going, thanks to the early use from no one.
Mas é que o Furo é um HC, né, mano? Tipo assim, é como se o Collapse ele faz o papel de chamar a atenção toda pra ele, né? Pra, tipo assim, antes matarem ele do que matarem o HC, né?
Perhaps the most out of any plus 5 player, his Disruptor, his Enchantress, in this game, it's gonna be the Silencer. Because double global, like so many of these heroes rely purely on their spells. Rasa, Disruptor.
Caralho, o maluco tá fazendo refresh já, velho. Já tá com quase 5k na bag. Support.
This hero, absurd amount of HP. I think Primal Beast is the best active rune hero anyway. Like amplified damage is good, haste is good, shield rune as well. Like this guy is really.
É que tipo, ele bate o Doom no NP, só que dependendo do posicionamento dele, ele ainda vai bater e tal, né? Não é como se ele ficasse usando skill e precisasse ser silenciado, né?
Looking for something. I mean, the map is not in the best state. No, but they do find an amplified damage rune.
Yeah, you probably give the bottle to Satanic again. Just kidding, you don't.
Yeah, he wasted it last time. No one's like, I'm not making.
Tipo, quem tá bagunçando mais é o...
You're not the best
É o
player.
primal, tá ligado? Mas uma dessas, se ele usar o Doom no primal e não tiver pro NP, daí eles vão perder, tá ligado?
Easy kill.
Doesn't matter. He got the refresh.
Tipo, tão fazendo certo e tá difícil mesmo, velho.
Absolutely not.
Se trocar a estratégia, vai ficar pior ainda.
Man.
Yatoro getting the shard, so
I mean, the issue, if you blow him up though, he doesn't have the buyback global,
that's true.
but
But
he does have the greed to get there again.
Now, he's gonna start scaling too. Like you can get some Aghanim Scepter on the Silencer later if you want. Well, because Spirit, the next round of items is very, very strong. Like I don't think they were equipped that strong when it came to fighting them, but you got the shards and the Crystallis onto Yatoro, which means more damage, and you can go into the back line, show all the heroes during the global, make it easier for Collapse and Lara to come into the fight. Tormentor coming out. Who shall get this one? There's no one. Pretty good. Get a bonus Siphon, you get the fear.
That's nice. Of course, not going to do too much during the BKB timings. After the fact could be quite valuable. And like you said, Daedalus getting relatively close for Yatoro.
It's a big one. Same with this refresher on Collapse. Saw it yesterday. I believe we had like a third item refresher yesterday on Marine's Primal Beast. Just the double BKB, double round of spells from all of the stuff. So strong. There's a 9 class getting a couple Lotuses, which is of course great on the roster. Both for himself and to save other people later on.
Satanic has a lot of Reavers in his future, it seems. Messerschmitt's Reavers.
Oh yeah, good old Dota one.
Classic.
I mean, he wants the overwhelming blink and also the Satanic. Of course, isn't that close yet. I mean, he's got a good scoreline again and great net worth, but I would
Spirit on the hunt.
say, yeah, what is here? A shield rune that we...
Oh, no one blinks in. See if they actually want to go for this. The rock does hit him directly in the face. That's all they're gonna... That's a lot of extra HP for no one. They do have to be a bit careful. They don't have a Yules to just dispel it either.
Might just have to leave him for a bit.
And can we check if 33 is in the studio here?
I mean, he is playing later. He might be pre-checking the lights.
It's like, I'm sorry, everybody. Can we just hold on here? Can we get a quick pause? I just need to investigate.
Yeah, the stage is too bright.
All right, need to tone that down a little bit.
Well,
As you see,
apparently,
Laurel and company, they're not too bothered by the lights here. They're used to the big stage.
Collapse is smiling.
That's not Collapse.
He was there before.
Don't you know your bodies when you see them?
I do. But he was there before. I was waiting for you to finish your point, something you don't
Thank
have the manners for.
That's true. I am American after all.
Yeah.
So. Maposhka now with that refresher is gonna show it.
Just kind of standing his ground. Will force no one away.
Tell me if you're P-Vision. I mean, this is, I feel like, a recurring thing that you can ask in any silence game to get this farm.
Yeah.
How do you fight into double global? Like, other than being able to find the jump onto Maposhka immediately, are you looking to try to bait it out and then...
Cara, essa que vai ser a diferença da parada, né, mano? Tipo, o Silence tem refresh, né, mano? Tipo, no fim das contas aí, o Yatoro colapse, mas a diferença vai cair no sup, mano.
On the disruptor and one on DM on the dazzle. I mean, the best thing you can do is you smoke around and you kill him first. You can make that happen. Otherwise, you need to have a strict plan of positioning. How are we stacking the Lotus Orbs? Maybe they save both for dazzle during the globals. Maybe they just make sure that no one can be the body going in, which is of course important for them being the body.
Yep, of course.
So we have a refresher onto Collapse. Please read the clock here, Shannon. It's a longer respawn.
It's a long one. Yeah. I'm gonna say that is 2 minutes.
I'm gonna say that it can't be 2 minutes because the max spawn is 1:30. Is that correct?
It's 2 minutes. It's bugged.
I'm saying it's 1 minute.
I'm gonna say it's the whole thing then. I'm gonna say it's a full timer.
You're smart. Being from America, that checks out.
We don't do analog very well. No one in the cover of smoke now. They know he's here though, as he pushes out the top lane.
Well, he did get himself some good talents as well on the DP, 400 bonus HP on the level 20, of course. So sitting at 3,500 on his little strength strats. Level 24 on Satanic. He very likely wants to get the 25 talent done. It's not far away from it.
Smoke's about to be popped here.
They see no one. But they need to break his Lincolns if they want Collapse to grab him.
The rock does hit. They blink in. Use the Yules.
E aí, mano?
Be off though. Pulverize into the Sonic Wave. No one destroyed. And just like that, parivision now on the retreat. Ducalis, he's gonna get graved. As the BKB pop for Collapse as well. Satanix can get out the Doom onto the Queen of Pain, who at least finds the support kill. It's gonna be the cost of Laurel though, so a 2 for 1. And Roche still not up by the way.
2 global.
It is basically the full
It is
timer.
the full timer, but I mean at this point, Spirit are happy about this one. They get 2 kills, they again burst no one, and this, it's the entire name of the game. If you
Tipo, nesse ritmo eles vão virar, eles vão ganhar, mano.
It fully breaks apart. Doom will also be on cooldown here as Spirit take over the area.
That Serpent Ward still something to be
Nossa.
actually still having an effect. Poison touch upon him. Actually they use the Lincolns on Miposhka to try to save his life as the finger of death onto the Rasta. Looks like
Nossa.
at the exchange of 9 classes Rasta.
Miposhka basically died to just non.
Pô, perdi pra um Naturi ontem, cara. Pô, tá batendo muito, velho. Ele full build.
They're gonna attempt Roche.
Ele virou universal, né? Tipo, muito damage, velho. Quase. Tipo, matear não dá hit assim, velho, sem refração. Tá ligado?
But Yatoro, okay, he's trying to pressure bottom. Does Spirit not want to contest this? I feel like they could look.
Tail onto 2.
Maybe not.
Wait, actually gonna give this. Okay, Yatoro.
Nossa, ó, vai matar de fora, mano. Aqui acabou. Vai pegar o Aegis. Nossa. Collapse pegou a Aegis, né, velho? Ó, o posicionamento da Cop. Nossa, ele tinha refresh, mano. Ô, mas tá rolando aqui ainda. Olha esse suporte aqui, 1000 grau, mano. Nossa. Quase solou, velho. Tá, telou no bot, e aí? Ninguém mata ele, certo? Mata sim, né? Ele não tem nada. Nossa, mano, agora ele vai farmar muito com esse TP aí. Ele deu buyback, né? Tipo, ele consegue terminar essa Link antes do Doom nascer, tá ligado? Farma muito, velho.
Tanking a very little amount as Yatoro is going to right click outside of range. Not throw projection. Going to be slightly annoying. Fortification pops. So 15 seconds for Satanic to get back in the game. Roche's banner placed.
But that's also no dazzle for a little bit to go here. Half a minute.
Actually going to back away. So Roche's banner not used to any effect.
Gastaram banner, velho.
Will call it quits at least for the time being. Also, someone passed Yatoro the refresher shard in the Roche fight. Wasn't put to best use, but they tried to like squeeze in a secondary BKB for him. parivision looking for an aggressive smoke here.
Satanic leading the way on this Doom. I mean, if they find one pickoff, especially if it's Yatoro, that'll open up the base.
Yeah. They have to pay attention though to these Lincoln Spheres. Team Spirit, they have 3. You can of course stack them on top of each other, especially against this Doom timing. Laurel on the high ground.
Nossa. Pô, mal posicionado, hein, mano. Ele vacilou ali, cara. Agora.
Yeah, both teams striking the moment they can. Satanic will TP out going. Oh, he wants to finish.
Mano, ele vai fazer Satanic, né?
But let's see. So Miposhka, he loves this item combo. The Solar Class as 9 class doesn't like this combo. He's dead.
He sure is. So 2 supports that parivision.
Like buffing up your strong cores as Miposhka has, of course, the Solar Crest the Vlads, the Refresher to back up his own global. During the smoke can place a nice base ward here.
Yeah, we should mention, of course, Satanic did hit level 25 a while back, so has the mute on Doom now, one of the most powerful 25 talents in the game.
I mean, that's why it's so important that Spirit have their own timings with the triple Lincolns.
Yeah, and we're seeing 25 talent for Yatoro be put to good use, the constant teleportation, no cooldown.
Mano, será que ele não buildava uma Ganin, mano, por causa dessas Linkins?
I mean, if collapse, depending on what he goes for, the pulverized duration, I would assume, if he gets a full duration pulverize.
It's Primal's 25 talent.
Porque, mano, o tempo dele dar um Doom em alguém, mano, o cara fica 3 segundos no Doom e já morre, tá ligado? Se ele de Ganin usa o Doom em cima dele, tá ligado? Vai ficar o tempo inteiro do Doom e em área, né? E vai, tipo, passar pela Linkins, vamos dizer assim. Sei lá, né?
I mean, we'll see. I wouldn't mind if he does try to fully, get towards the Ags. I mean, game is quite even, but it feels a bit easier for Spirit to execute these fights. They have more initiation, like the straight up link stun from the Lion. Same with Collapse's Primal Beast.
Got another incredible game. Man, after the group stage was not pretty, I'll just say that.
The group stage was not it, but this is...
The playoffs have definitely delivered, and I know there's some controversy over the single elimination. I kind of like having this every once in a while.
Well, it definitely makes these games very hype and very stressful for the players, let me tell you that. Like, you have one chance and that's it.
Which is why the lights are really important to deal with beforehand. A lot on the line. A little bit of a lull in action. I mean, the Roche, the Aegis was consumed immediately.
Yeah.
So that's why the wait for the next Roche is going to be
They should know that there's a base ward. I believe Satanic was hit in the base by the Wrath of Nature, so they will clear that one.
All right, smoke from parivision. They want to fight.
But Spirit saw a lot of them in their own base, so let's see who wants to end up showing on the map here for parivision. Or expect Spirit to kind of read this move. As I like this, you give the wards to Yatoro. Being level 25, he can be anywhere at any point.
Yeah, that's very nice to have. 25 talent for Laurel is now up and running, so just extra damage on the Sonic wave.
Yeah, more burst. I mean, pure damage is definitely the more the merrier for them. It's all about bursting any hero on this map against this Dazzle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So Satanic is complete. Probably wants to have some buyback gold. Need to also remember Doom needs more buyback than other heroes because of the facet. Don't wanna...
Sei que ele tira a raid pra fazer butter, mano.
Yeah, luckily, Valve has made it quite easy to understand that now.
Yeah.
With all the tooltips.
Well, thankfully so. It was also bugged at some point.
That's okay. Game's in beta. Yeah, look at that. That's very pretty.
Yeah. And once a butterfly later. Okay.
They collapse with the Ags. So in terms of break, nothing really.
Yeah, not really the best break, but just more damage for him, which is great. Just like more AoE.
I mean, breaking Satanic's crit, I guess. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, it helps, but I would say it's like more just for his own damage for later. And you have such high AoE with this facet.
You mentioned the Shivas, but does not have it.
They had one queued up earlier on Laurel, so yeah, I would be surprised if they don't get it on their next round of items, at least on one of them. But yeah, their game is stalling a bit, as both teams of course know. It's not that easy to...
Tipo, mano, o cara fica falando, ele tá falando um conceito que pra mim é meio novo, né? Tipo, a forma que o cara tá falando. Tipo, o próximo round de item. Tipo, que no próximo round de item eles vão ter que ter Shivas. Tipo, mano, nem sei se vai ter próximo round de item, mano. Tá ligado? Pô, é difícil pensar no próximo round de item assim, velho.
But Wind Waker won't help him if he's getting gone on. He will obviously rely on his teammates to try and save him.
But that is a terrific save for Pulverize.
Yeah.
On your teammate.
So
Butterfly, all right.
Likely his idea might be that he doesn't want to be the guy getting gone on first. He will counterplay Spirit's initiation with the Wind Waker. So I kind of like that line of thought, if that's what they have in mind.
Cara, foi full HC raiz, né, mano? Butter Satanic.
Yeah, this looks pretty correct.
Yatoro with the casual TP on self.
Giving himself a barrier.
Good stuff. And Maposhka with the shard. A late game. Yeah, this is good.
A late game brain drain.
Yeah, that was the last remaining one, so was no luck involved.
So let's see. Roche area, ever so important. I mean, every team that plays Dire side, they basically plays this ward when it comes to the Roche time. Satanic currently scouting.
See them go for the monocle a lot, actually.
Just the attack range is also pretty nice.
Yeah.
So having both the cats in attack range helps you quite a lot. Could also allow him to like hit through the sprout. I mean, he kind of has to save Harpoon for that anyway. It's kind of annoying to play around that.
Yeah. Oh, Acronym Scepter for his next item potentially. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting pretty full slotted apart from a Moon Shard. We'll have to see if Spirit, like, do they want to try and put Yatoro down here, apply some pressure while the Roshan spawns to, like, kind of pressure P-Vision into, like, a bad decision? Because they know that there's a potential that Spirit can play the clock on you.
Okay, Snake in the pit.
Can he keep it alive?
Yeah, he's going to turn Roche into a giant chicken. There's some vision now for Spirit with the tree ants.
I think this
is already at half HP just from a position 4. Now the Trant's going to come in to fully scout. It's an army of them as Roche destroys them. And Satanic into the pit. The Rasta ward will fall. Eventually, surely, they're going to jump in. No one with the silence, but the counter initiation now from Team Spirit. The Hex, the Force Staff. Queen of Pain is fine. Satanic in
Roche
the pit.
low.
Collapse goes in again. Can he do it for
Nossa.
Unbelievable from Collapse. They're going to be able to get the Rasta. He has the Active Scepter now as the Uproar is doing a lot of damage. As no one again gets bursted by everybody. Now the age is consumed and Satanic and company just getting kited.
Nossa, o cara deu o silence na animação do Doom, mano. Absurdo. Tá, só o Dazzle não vai dar buyback nessa porra? Ah, tá. Nossa, o Doom morreu, velho. Nossa, entregaram. Absurdo.
They just killed all of them one after the other. Somehow Spirit make this happen to like every team they play against. They force you into
guys, Yatoro maior que Satanic. Vamos ver o handshake.
Perfect spell usage goes in with the refresh. What they like 8-4-0 that fight into an instant GG.
Handshake, filma handshake.
They fumble the high ground once more.
Man, Team Spirit again showing up. Normally they're through the lower bracket where they just clean up. This is the lower bracket.
Yeah, they just know they have to show up. They do so. Like, and this is the scary part about this team. It doesn't matter who you shut down. Anyone else will pick up the game, whether it's Mipochka on the silencer, Collapse with an incredible performance on this Primal as well. So yeah, overall, P-Vision running the Doom back.
Nossa, véi.
Good performance, but against this team, you have to play more clean than that to beat them.
Yeah, for sure. You see.
Então, mano, vai demorar pra caralho pra achar jogo aqui. Eu vou jogar uma enquanto isso, hein. Quer dizer, o próximo jogo vai demorar, eu vou jogar uma enquanto isso.
You gotta respect this team. You better not call them bots.
No, 100% he would not call teams terrible.
Próximo jogo é qual mesmo? Ah, parivision ainda não perdeu. Thunder Falcons.
Okay, your pick now. You know what to do.
Axe here. Axe goes.
Prepare for battle!
Axe runs.
Like the heads of my enemies, this one is in
Enemies
the
need killing. Axe charges. To the enemy. Cut and run.
30
Rest is for
seconds
the
till
dead.
showtime!
Into war's teeth. Good day to fight. Prove yourself.
First blood!
First blood.
To battle.
Start with dessert.
And
To
now
battle.
the moment you've
E aí, Gui Freak?
for.
Parivision perdeu, mano.
There can be no battle.
É, fi. Tem que respeitar a velha guarda.
Rest is for the dead. Good day to fight. Axe goes.
É, mas o Noine nunca ganhou TI, né? Ele aguarda de TI winner, carai.
Show your axe is under attack. Axe
Se bem que nem faz tanto tempo que eles ganharam, né, véi?
into war's teeth.
Eu, se eu não me engano, quem ganhou o último foi a Team Liquid. Acho que eles ganharam de antes, né? 2 seguidos.
Cut and run.
Nem é tão velha guarda assim.
To the enemy. Taste my blade. Forward.
O que a faceta que eu escolhi faz? Não faço a mínima ideia, mano.
Cut and run.
Ah, a Tundra ganhou em algum momento também. Então, acho que foi... Não, acho que eles ganharam 2 vezes seguida, mano. Que daí eles ganharam com o Toronto Tóquio, e daí eles tiraram o Toronto Tóquio e ganharam de novo. Eu acho que foi... alguma coisa assim.
For the dead. Fight! Axe goes.
Nossa senhora.
Axe charges. To battle. Forward. To the
Tiraram o Toronto Tóquio. Pode crer, pode crer. Salve, Feixe, bom dia.
axe run.
Então, a faceta aqui... Gives ataque em... Nossa, se pá que nem essa faceta aqui, cara, que pega. Essa faceta, quando eu docar, o cara do outro time ganha mais attack speed, mano. Daí ele vai bater mais em mim, entendeu? Nossa, cadê meu suporte?
Good day to fight.
Aí eu vou rodar mais e vai dar mais dano do Blade Man, né? Porque o cara vai dar mais hit. Teoricamente.
Cut and run.
Teoricamente, né?
Nothing for you.
Mas eu acho que não é essa faceta que colocam não, mano.
To battle.
Eu mesmo nem jogo de Axe, eu nem tinha visto que tava essa
For
faceta.
the dead.
Pô, tô travando demais, mano. Ah, mas também, né?
Axe charges. Axe takes all.
Double kill.
Forward.
Nossa.
Axe goes. Axe charges. Fight if you can. Axe attacks. Axe gains strength. Rest is for the dead.
OG, Spirit, Tundra, Spirit, Liquid. Pode crer, pode crer.
Enemies need killing. To the enemy.
Aí, caralho, suporte.
Runs. Into war's teeth.
Queria passar Cripoade lá, mano.
A slice of the axe. Show your worth. Axe brings the axe.
Dias
Good
courier
day to
has been
fight.
killed.
To battle. Axe goes. Fight if axe is under attack. Cut and run. Axe charges.
Nossa, porque o cara não deu nem chance aqui pra mim, velho, nessa linha.
Axe goes. Into war's teeth.
A tithe to the impurities.
Good day to fight. Prove yourself. To battle. Here a hero dies.
Feel my eyes upon you.
Esse giro também em nada é a mesma coisa, né? Antes ele tivesse ficado fazendo sec.
The axe's edge is keen again.
It ain't over till the last building falls. So fight.
Enemies need killing. Axe takes your coin. Axe run.
Essa build aqui, mano, nada como um Vanguard, né?
You and a couple
Let's
of
fazer o quê?
friends could probably stop that.
To the enemy. Rest is for the dead. day to fight.
Killing
Cut and
spree!
run. Joke.
Killing spree!
Army.
Bom, tô sozinho contra um Dino e uma Medusa, né, cara?
From the red mist, axe returns. Rest is for the dead. Enemies need killing. Yes. Soldier of fortune. To the enemy.
Heads up! We're back!
Attack.
Your middle tower's under attack!
Into
Rally the
war.
troops!
Dominating.
Mega kill! Your middle tower could talk,
That's right.
it'd be pretty mad at you.
Axe trades in death.
You better poof on over to your bottom tower! You gonna do something
To
about it
battle.
or just sit there looking funny?
Axe
They're
goes.
trying to knock down your middle tower. Oh, there better be something important going on.
Forward. Axe
Your top
run.
tower needs some help.
Cut and run. Soldier of fortune. Enemies need killing.
Então toma na cabeça.
Your middle tower is under attack.
To the enemy.
Dig in and defend that sucker.
Here comes the
Unstoppable!
Imagina, tudo isso, né, cara? Esse sufoco pra chegar aqui e dar uma machadada no cara, full HP. O cara já até mudou a bota aqui, ó. Ele deve pensar assim, ó, mano, não vou deixar ele fazer isso de novo, né? Tipo, como se ele estivesse pensando em fazer de novo, né? Tipo assim, não era nem pra eu fazer nenhuma vez, né? O cara que é burro, velho. Absurdo, né?
Okay, where were we?
Rest is for the dead. Axe goes.
Wicked sick! Own it!
Forward. Into war's teeth.
Ooh, your bottom tower is kind of bad.
Axe
Cara, você ulta quando...
taste my blade.
Você ulta quando...
Look, the enemy's attacking your middle
Mano, ela mata... A ult mata quem tem menos HP ali, mano. Se ela tiver com menos HP, ela morre.
Here comes to axe. Axe takes all. Axe rises in rank. Into war's teeth. Axe brings the axe. Axe attacks.
They're trying to knock down your middle tower.
Forward.
And over here we have your middle tower. Not being there no more.
Good day to fight. Rest is for the dead. Fight if you can.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Axe run.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Axe is a cutter bomb. Axe charges. Axe goes. To the enemy. To battle. Enemies need killing. Prove yourself. Cut and run. Into war's teeth. Axe charges. Good day to fight. Axe runs. You found me. A slice of the action.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Gold for steel. To battle. To the enemy.
If your mid tower could talk, it'd be pretty mad at you.
Axe goes. Enemies need killing.
Desolation and the worlds are one.
Rest is for the dead.
Dire structures are fortified.
Axe goes.
Your top tower is under attack.
To battle.
Are you even watching your top tower?
To the enemy. Enemies need killing.
Your top tower is under attack.
Rest is for the dead.
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Axe trades in death.
Your bottom tower is under attack. This
Cut and
is one of
run.
the things in the bad column.
Axe runs. Axe takes your coin. Axe charges. Attack! Come and get it. Good day
Ooh,
to fight.
your bottom tower, it's kind of bad.
Into war's teeth.
Killing spree.
Forward.
Muita esses caras aqui, eu tô moscando.
Cut and run. To the enemy. Show your worth. Axe charges. Wet my
Top tower needs some help. What, not your job or something?
Into war's teeth.
Your top tower is under attack.
Enemies need killing.
Dominating.
Axes
Pô, tô no mesmo level da Medusa quase, mano. Tô bem no game, mano. Os caras tão falando merda aí, mas eu tô bem no game.
Axe runs. Axe, axe.
Eu tiro 300 e pouco. Ah, já era.
Axe goes. Rest is for the dead.
Mega kill!
Axe charges.
Tipo assim, não tem como comparar eu aqui com uma lane fodida, tá ligado? Contra o cara lá que tá free farm com todos os itens, tá ligado? Então, mano, vou tirar minha dagger safe aqui.
Taking this seriously.
E é isso, mano. Sem estresse.
Cut and run.
Deixa esse bagulho aqui, hein? O grid.
Enemies need killing. Forward. Prove yourself. Axe runs. A slice to me. To battle. Attack. Into war's teeth. To the enemy.
The top tower needs some help.
Axe goes. To me. Axe attacks. Axe charges. Axe runs. Axe goes. Enemies need killing. Cut and run. To the enemy.
Your top tower is under attack.
Ó, então blinquei e matei. Agora, ó, eu reseto aqui, ó. Entendeu? Reseto, espero o Lash chegar. E eu vou pular de novo. Os caras vão passar aqui. Farmar. Tirar a informação deles. E aqui eu jogo com o Lash, ó.
To battle. Come and get it.
Double kill.
Eu fiz a minha parte, tá ligado? O Lash foi pego ali. Eu pulei no cara, né? Diferente. Eu fui pra matar o cara mesmo, pra tomar dano do skill na bleed meio e matar ele, tá ligado? Eu fiz 2k de gold aí na brincadeira.
You better puff on over to your bottom tower. You better puff on over to your bottom tower. Your bottom tower just took a dirt nap.
Axe is all the reinforcement this army needs. Axe
Get
run.
up!
Get
Get
some.
out there!
It is not yet time. Axe goes. Cut and run. To the enemy. Into war. Fight if you can.
Nossa.
Rules about that kind of thing where I come from.
My
Agora a gente culpa o Lash.
Radiant fortified their structures. Pretty good move, if you ask me.
Nossa. Pô, mas o Lash foi espancado, né? Pelo Magnus aí.
Best thing about the enemy's top tower is it's gone. Your bottom tower is under attack. Ooh, your bottom tower's kinda bad.
Axe is under attack!
Your
Forward!
bottom tower is under attack.
Enemies need killing! Rest is for show your
Your
work!
middle tower is under attack. Stay out of my skies.
Into war's teeth! Good day to fight! To the enemy!
That, my friend, was a deny.
Rest is for the dead! Cut and run!
Your top tower needs some help.
Forward!
Será que ele avança aqui, o cara simplesmente vem e cai num bait? Sei lá. Porque o cara apareceu, o cara simplesmente vem.
Killing spree. Double kill.
Ah, pior que o cara simplesmente veio, né?
Killing spree. Double kill.
Só o meu time que não simplesmente veio.
Your bottom tower is under attack. What do you mean your bottom tower's gone?
Acho que ela cai pro mid aqui, mano.
Enemies need killing!
You better puff on over to your bottom tower.
Axe goes!
Your bottom tower is under attack.
Nossa, que merda.
Enemies need Axe is under attack! Prove yourself! To the enemy! Rest is for the dead! Cut and run!
Mega kill.
Se fuderam.
Into war's teeth! Axe charges!
Tipo assim, mano, quando tem cara no time que morreu 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, esquece, mano.
Your middle tower.
Tipo, o cara que tá morrendo 10 vezes não tá preocupado em ganhar, mano. Porque se você tá preocupado em ganhar, você não pode morrer 10 vezes, tá ligado?
Trying to knock down your middle tower.
É triste, mas é isso, tá ligado? Aí você vê um time onde todo mundo morreu, tipo, 7, 8. O HC morreu 8, o mid morreu 7,
It'd be
tá ligado? O suporte faz uma jogada e morre. É, guys.
towers under attack.
Killing!
Tem nem discussão, né?
To the enemy!
Your top tower is under attack.
Axe goes!
Hello, top tower. Goodbye, top
Forward.
tower.
Good day to fight! To battle!
Unstoppable.
Pô, se eu tivesse de DS, né, cara? Pelo menos fazer uma cópia da Medusa aí.
Rest
Nossa.
for the dead!
Fui pegar a Axe, né, cara? Que merda.
You got one nice
to
middle
war,
tower now,
team.
by the way. Your middle barracks are under
Not
attack.
yet.
If you wanted your
That's
middle
wrong.
barracks to not fall, you're doing it wrong. Middle barracks are under attack.
Axe charges.
Your middle
Enemies
barracks
need
is
killing.
falling. Your top tower needs some help.
Get some. Here comes the axe. Axe cuts no more.
If your mid tower could talk, it'd be pretty mad at you. Your top tower is under attack. You'll be fine, long as that top tower don't fall. Top barracks are under attack. Mega kill! Your top barracks never did nothing to deserve this. Your top barracks ain't nothing no more. Your top barracks are under attack. They're trying to break through. Your top barracks is fallen. Ah, my father was right about you. You're never gonna mount to knock down your middle tower. Your middle tower has fallen. Your middle tower has fallen. Were you not paying attention to the rules? Defend your agent!
Aí, deu tempo de jogar uma.
Welcome back to the Esports World Cup, where the Dota 2 action is continuing. We already have one of our grand final teams, but the other one, well, that's still to be decided. It's going to be decided in this upcoming match. We have Tundra up against Falcons. To walk me through this is none other than my lovely panel. Going to reverse order this time. Fia, Lacoste, and VSJ. Brian, starting with you, how's your day been?
I mean, I'm excited to have another epic series. I feel like that last one, despite being a 2-0, was really back and forth, and Team Spirit winning in Team Spirit fashion, and we saw a bit of that from Tundra yesterday, so perhaps another epic comeback.
Yeah, this is what I want to see. I don't want to see the stomps like we've seen yesterday, Falcons, what they did to Team Liquid. I want to see these comeback games, and some of these teams, they are producing these games that are always super entertaining to watch.
Well, that depends on who you want to win, I think, right? If you want to see these cool comeback games, I have a feeling Tundra is going to win. But if you want Falcons to win, then you kind of want to see the stomps, because that's how they play the game. So I wouldn't mind seeing some stomps, because it's been a while since I've seen Falcons look incredibly good and up top.
Yeah, I mean, we had that series yesterday, of course, but that was for the top four. Now they're battling it out for that grand final slot. Tundra, a lot of people wouldn't have expected them to be necessarily a tough start for them. They ended up getting the win, but it didn't feel clean. Tough start. For them, they ended up getting the win, but it didn't feel clean at all. Lacoste, it was.
They played in the grand finals earlier at this year when they were playing at the Fisher LAN tournament as well. So never underestimate this team because they can pull it back, and with some really nice plays. We're talking about, you know, Axe getting a 4-man call, buyback into 2-man call. This is a team that is super interesting and one of the most entertaining team to watch in terms of the itemization, I will also say.
Yeah, well, here they are, Tundra arriving to our Amazon arena thanks to Jamil Motorsports there. But Brian, there is something about this team that they love to keep leveling it up. They like to make everything entertaining as close as possible at every step of the way. And we've seen them in multiple grand finals before. Is that momentum going to continue? Is there going to be another grand final on the horizon for them?
Yeah, what I love about both these teams, but what we saw from Tundra yesterday, is they have their signature heroes. Nobody else other than BZM is picking the Invoker. It's not even like it was an overall last pick. He picked it 7th overall in the draft. They had the option to counter it if they wanted to on the side of BB team. Maybe not in the lane, but with their picks. And despite that, it enabled Crystallis to do like this almost utility Abaddon build. He went Radiance into Octarine Core straight up rather than building to be like the Blink Abyssal right-clicking carry. And so both these teams have their distinct styles. I love to see that coming in later on in the tournament where it's just going to be a clash of strategies rather than like who gets the best heroes in the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot of overlap on these teams, specifically in the carry position. You do see like, it's like Skeeter, he's playing more utility as well himself, right? And then you also see on Tundra as well, you're seeing these Monkey Kings, these Abaddons come out for Crystallis. They're not really playing hard carries on either side, so it's going to be a very upbeat, high-tempo type of match, I think.
Yeah. Where would you say is one of the strengths for Tundra? What role or an area in which they play?
I'll just go with 33. Like, this guy is a menace. Like, this guy, I don't think we've seen a similar player in the last couple of years that is trying to, like, maybe they're trying to replicate, but no one is doing it as good as he's doing, because we need to talk about itemization. Like, he's playing this Lycan from the off lane with the Nullifier 20 minutes in after finishing Helm of the Dominator, picking up a Blink Dagger, BKB, then going Mask of Madness 30 minutes into the game. Last pick, Vizirizzi or Visage, whatever you want to call him, where he gets Kanda as his like first item pretty much. 18 minutes in, he's playing against 3 heroes that need to be broken. DK, Axe, and Abaddon as well. They have the combination with the Puck as well, so they can one-shot Abaddon as well. There's a lot of things that these guys are doing really well, and also maybe Axe. He's playing it from the offlane. He's the only Axe in this tournament that did skip the Blade Mail in, I believe, 1 or 2 games, where he's going for the pipe, he's going for the Blink Dagger, Soul Ring, and then needs to buy, you know, maybe I need a Lotus Orb for the team. So I think he's the best player in the world in understanding which items you need to buy to be able to win the game.
Yeah, and then you also have the offlane combo as well. It's 33, and his laning partner Saxa. And luckily for us, Saxa was willing to catch up with Nomad just before the series.
I'm here for a pre-match interview with Saxa from Tundra. Saxa, how do you feel about this matchup against Falcons?
Pretty good. They're like a familiar opponent for us, and yeah, we've played with some of them, so we know how they are, and I think it's gonna be a good one.
Were you surprised or kind of curious to see what they've been doing differently? Because they've been leveling up a lot. They've had a pretty quiet year, but all of a sudden they're looking like one of the best teams here.
Yeah, I mean, they've gone back to their old self. I feel like most of the year they were kind of like, I guess they had no identity, but now they're kind of playing like how they were like a year ago, I guess. Kind of like the cocky, you know, self-trash talking. So it's nice that they're back to this form, and I want to beat them at their best.
Absolutely, I love that attitude from you guys as well. And you guys have also been showing up on this stage as well. Do you feel like it's making you play better being here?
I think so. I think we haven't had the most success coming up to this tournament, especially a bootcamp. But now that we're here, you know, we had a clutch game against the Bed Boom, so now we are kind of living on a second life, and we're just kind of taking it game by game, so anything that goes well for us is nice.
All right, good stuff. Love the attitude. And what about your team as sort of like, are there any superstitions or pre-match rituals you like to do, or anything you do as a team before you come into one of these big games?
No, not really. Maybe read some manga, that's it.
All right, read some manga. What are you reading at the moment?
The Legend of the Northern Blade. It's a good one.
It's a good one. All right, there's your recommendation, folks. Thank you very much, Mr. Saxa, and good luck in your series today.
Thank you.
There's always 2 different ways teams or players like to warm up. Some people love to hit the energy, go in, you know, all the way up at the top. Other people, like Saxa, just reading a little bit of manga, likes to come in a little bit more chilled there. But he's talking about how they're very familiar with the side of Falcons. There's the old ex-Tundra that used to be together. You had the Saxa 33, Snake King, and Skeeter. But you also have, if you date it all the way back to old Creepwave, right? There's a little bit of rivalry between with BZM and Chrysalis up against Amar and Malrine there. So it feels like everyone's got a little bit of a stake when it comes to playing this game here and playing out this series. A single elimination winner goes on to the grand finals. Falcons also now arriving at Amazon Arena. I feel we should probably talk about them a little bit more, Brian.
What I'm wondering about Falcons going into today is that they've shown basically 2 different versions versions of their signature heroes, whether you have the Timbersaw plus Primal that nobody was able to beat, that gets banned out against Liquid yesterday, and then they proceed to pick the Amar Razor that hasn't been picked very often. And one thing Seb was saying throughout the first week when he was here is that Tundra is the team between 33 and Soxa that their lane doesn't really need to have much synergy. They're going to make it work as long as their heroes work within the game. So what I'm curious about is, are they going to be able to crack this code, basically? Are they going to be able to construct this ideal duo that maybe hurts the scaling, counters the scaling of Malrine and ATF's heroes, while also not getting demolished in lane as we saw Falcons do in their last like 6 games? So that's the chess match that I'm looking forward to seeing, and I love what Soxa said. This is Falcons at their best, and we're definitely going to see if Tundra can crack that code.
Yeah. Playing those extra 2 games that they did have in the second phase definitely did help them to, I would say, power up. This team definitely playing better with each game, and Soxa said, you know, they are at their best right now, and you can definitely tell. I also like we always talk about the offlane duo, Soxa plus 33, but also Crit and ATF when they're on top of their game. This is an insanely strong combination, because we've seen yesterday against Team Liquid when they were playing Signature Razor that you mentioned, plus the Tusk. This is also a signature hero for Crit, where Razor had like 6.5k 11 minutes into the game, which is not something that you see. Mickey was like level 3, Razor was level 5. I think, Brian, you had a good point in the green room where you said that, you know, you sometimes forget about these heroes that you haven't seen in a while. You haven't, like, Razor was not meta for a really long time, so you do get surprised with how strong these heroes are, and you might need to play one game, maybe go to the demo mode, see how things are working out, because I'd say Team Liquid, they really got surprised yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think if you're looking at Falcons and why they're so successful, you do have to look at the fact of Crit and yeah, his hero pool mainly, right? Like, if you look at back, he was playing Hoodwink almost every game, and they're winning the lane over and over again for ATF. Now he's finding new heroes to enable ATF, and when Falcons do well, it's because ATF has good laning stage. A lot of that is going to do by support choice, right? And their support choice for Crit, I feel like, has been very, very strong. And not only just him, just snaking too. This Pugna coming out has looked incredibly strong. So now you have multiple heroes. You have to worry from core positions, and now support positions as well with this Pugna, with this Tusk being in the meta. It's very scary to draft against them. I think their hero pool might look shallow, but when you get into the banning stage against them, you're going to feel like you don't have enough bans.
I like that you guys are talking about him, because Nomad was able to catch up with Crit, the post 4 of Falcons themselves. So let's see exactly what they had to say.
I'm here for a pre-game interview with Crit from Falcons. Crit, I mean, what's your experience been like playing against Tundra throughout this year?
Bit of a mixed bag. I think we had a bit of issues with them this year. We lost the grand final to them 3-2, and we were kind of like, it was a close game, and then I think we lost most of our series against them. Honestly, I don't really keep track of it, but I think when they had the Ratcher, especially, like, we were having a rough time. So yeah, I mean, I think it's a team that we played against a lot. Also last year's, like, it's a lot of players that we know well, like ex-teammates and stuff. So I think it'll be good.
Absolutely, but you guys, I mean, you've had a quiet year, but it seems like you're livening up now. You're looking the best you've looked all year, I would say, at the moment. What is clicking for you guys? Is there any, like, specific change you can point to that's really made you guys click?
I think we just had a good boot camp. Like, we had good preparation going into this tournament. Like, the last time we had a good boot camp was before the first tournament of the year when we played the grand final against Tundra. Like, that was the last time we had a good boot camp, and we had a good tournament there as well. So, like, I'm not too surprised that we have, like, better results now, or like we're playing better, and like our hero pool makes more sense because we had more time to prepare.
For sure. And what does a good boot camp look like? You know, is it good discussions? Is it winning scrims? Is it nice food, hanging out with the lads?
No, it's just having time, honestly. Like, we just didn't have time to really do a boot camp. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, or like, it's just about having actual scrims and like getting games together and being able to talk about the game while you're in the same room. And we just never really had the time to do it for other tournaments. So it's nice to get it here, and we'll get it for TI as well. So like, it's good to have like proper preparation going into the big tournaments.
Alrighty, Crit, thank you very much for coming and talking to me. Best of luck against Tundra.
Yeah, so it feels like it's a little bit of an inverse there. A couple of days ago, Tundra were talking about how they weren't having a good boot camp. They weren't feeling confident, no expectations. Falcons, on the other hand, actually had a pretty decent lead up into this one. So maybe more expectations, a little bit more confidence. We don't really know where that cookie is going to crumble, but Crit said himself he doesn't pay attention to the stats.
I wonder why. I really wonder why, because
Lacoste is going to clear it up for everyone here, all right?
In 2025, it's not looking too good for Falcons when it comes down to playing against Team Tundra. Tundra because they have 7 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses, of course, in favor of Tundra in this one. Or if you want to talk about the game count, that is 19 wins and 9 losses for Tundra. So they definitely need to step it up in this one. But I also remember the Fisher Playground finals when they were down 2-0 and they managed to pull it back. I saw BZM and the rest of the squad. They look like they've seen a ghost. They just looked so down. Like, I thought this is going to be a 3-0, but they managed to pull it back. And this is the strength of Tundra as well. So Falcons, they need to be careful about this one as well, because we saw it yesterday as well, that this team can definitely come back into the games when pretty much everybody thinks they're out. So never underestimate them.
Well, luckily, you only need a 2-0 here. So
oh, yeah.
That'll seal the deal here for Falcons. But we'll have to see. It's going to be a good match. And all these stats about the past, I feel like, sure, they're somewhat important, but at the same time, it's such a different game now. Like, Falcons, they've powered up so much. Tundra, at the other side, they've been going down a little bit. So we'll have to see.
On Boomers, I feel like there's more of that on this panel than there is in the series of players playing.
I don't know who you're talking about. There's a lot of boomers on this panel, but Han boomers, anybody played that game?
No, I don't think anyone
No.
did. We need Insania. We need like half of Liquid to join the panel. Then the stats would be a little bit more skewed. But it feels like all the way down, they're pretty similar. Maybe the only thing that looks slightly different is the average duration for a win. That's about it between those two teams. Everything else, when it comes to on-paper stats, pretty similar.
What is a Han boomer, by the way? I'm curious on that.
It's just an old person who played Han.
I see. I played way before Han. What does that make me?
Okay.
Okay, it makes me.
Well, I thought these guys were going to jump in and be like,
no, I mean,
yeah, man, you're old.
I mean, me and Fear, we go back like 20 plus years of playing Dota.
Han is boomer now, huh? I guess so. That's true.
Yeah, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
All right.
We're the dinosaurs then.
Yeah, we're dinosaurs.
There are a couple more boomers.
We're the Dota dinosaurs.
Dota dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice alliteration.
Like the prehistoric. Well, there are still some boomers that we have to introduce for what is going to be the second half of our day here, and that's our lovely casters.
It's time for our pre-caster check-in for this series, and I've got Cap and SVG with me at the moment. This guy's looking ready to go. Let's go to you, Cap, first. What are you expecting from the series between Tundra and Falcons?
Well, obviously, Falcons and Tundra are both incredibly strong teams, and I do think Tundra has a little bit of the edge here. Falcons surprised us yesterday, but I'm just hoping to, really good, great games today. That's all.
Let me tell you something, brother. Yesterday, Falcons came in, they crushed Liquid. They crushed them into dust, and they're gonna do the same to Tundra today. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you. A lot of energy coming out from SVG there. So, what's it like? What do you think it's gonna be like in the booth with this nutter? Because he seems a little bit unhinged at the moment.
Well, there's always full of surprises. He's always pulling a little rabbit out of the hat. It's just, you never know. With his sleight of hand that he has, it's always some trick up his sleeve.
Let me tell you something. No, man. The cream of the crop rises to the top. You know what I'm saying there, partner?
Where did that come from?
Today, Falcons are gonna rise to the top and soar straight over Tundra.
All right. Thank you very much. And cool. All right. Guess I got this now. How do you think it's gonna go?
I think it's gonna be a close series and go to 3 games.
Alrighty, thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm excited to see this series with your lovely, lovely voices behind it. Let's go into the series.
I wonder if the battle is going to be as polarizing of their opinions here. Avery, very, very clear on who he thought was going to win. Cap a little bit more. I just want some good Dota, some game threes. But Brian, you like to put it all out there.
I feel like I'm leaning on the side of Cap. I don't know if I can match the energy of Avery right there, but I'm definitely leaning towards favoring Falcons, but I think Tundra is going to give them a fight better than Liquid did yesterday.
No, I agree with that one. I think Falcons, we're going to be seeing... We saw the best series yesterday, but I think today this is going to be even better than what they've shown so far.
That's kind of hard to do, but I do believe that Falcons are easy to root for right now, just because they have so much momentum where it's been a little bit shaky for Tundra, but the competition is getting harder and harder, and I still think maybe Liquid just had a really bad day yesterday. Hard to say. Falcons are good, but Tundra, yet again, they're going to get testing Falcons every single match, so it's going to be a tough one. I still believe Tundra are an incredibly strong team. I have no idea what to expect from Falcons, as usual. I think when it comes to the banning, that's where it's going to come into like clutch territory.
All right, I won't ask you guys to put out any more predictions. I do like it, though. It's a little bit ambiguous on just exactly how the series is going to play out. And we don't want to keep talking. Instead, we want to get on into the action. We want to head on down to the Amazon Arena to our stage host, Tsunami and Milosh.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, we're back on the Amazon Arena for Dota 2 at the Esports World Cup 2025. And what a way to kick off our day of competition here in the semifinals with an incredible performance from Team Spirit Tsunami. What a comeback in Game 2, I have to say. 2 row steals in 1 game?
I know, but for Spirit, sometimes it just feels like another day in the office for these guys. They always put on a show every single time they show up on stage.
They never stop showing up. It's not over until it's over, but we still have 1 more semifinal to send a team into that grand final tomorrow. I think we're ready for it.
It's not all gloom and doom. All the teams that lose here still get a chance in the 3rd, 4th place decider, but they want to make it directly to that grand finals. And now they know their opponent. It will be Team Spirit. So let's see which of these 2 teams are going to be facing off in that best of 5. Let's bring out our first opponent. Please welcome Tundra Esports! These guys went kicking and screaming yesterday against BB Team. Probably one of the most exciting games we've had here in the Amazon Esports Arena, and you heard it from 33. It's been an overall quiet season from them. A quiet season maybe in terms of the games, but the results have been very loud with a bunch of podium finishes across the board this entire year.
A loud result, but a loud crowd to fire back, and I think the crowd is ready for our next squad, the EWC 24 Club Champions. It's none other than Team Falcons! They are 1 win away from besting their result last year at 3rd place. Well, if anything, we foresaw a close game to have between Falcons and Team Liquid, but nobody expected the one-sided affair it ended up being with that Falcons washout. We say no one, except for Skitter. He was definitely on top of it. He said it would be a free match, and that's what he's saying today against his opponents of Tundra. He is not mincing words. Tundra is free.
He made the predictions. Now let's see if he can make them come true. ATF 33, please place your keys and have your teams join yourselves at your seats, because it's time to get this match underway.
We heard it there last year. It was a very different matchup between these 2 in the lower bracket. Everyone was favoring Falcons pretty decisively. They did get that win. Tundra now on a little bit of a revenge tour. Maybe they're able to knock out Falcons this time around at the EWC 2025. But either way, a game number 1 draft is what we're looking towards. And potentially some heroes, Lucas, that are going to be hotly contested either between the 2 of them or are now on the new must-ban list.
We talked about Primal Beast. I don't know if they want to give them Primal Beast, because Malrine looked insanely good in most of the games that he did play. They also pick it into unfavorable matchup, and he's still going to be doing well. But I also had to double check, because BZM, he's no stranger to playing Primal Beast himself. So as tournament progresses, we can definitely expect other teams to pick it up as well. This is his top 10 most played heroes as well. Slightly over 50% win rate, but if someone can make it work, it can definitely be BZM. So I think there's going to be a lot of contests for this hero in the series.
It was impactful in the last series as well. So we've seen Falcons winning with it quite a number of times. Spirit were able to clutch up a win with it as well. Collapse having an outstanding performance in that series. So yeah, there's a lot to be question marked around that one.
I will say, when there's somebody like Malrine, who's the Grandmaster tier Primal Beast, and I would say he's arguably the best Primal Beast in Dota 2, is that
no argument there.
You saw what happened to Navi. I know they're not the same caliber as Tundra, but Navi effectively block-picked Primal, and then Malrine absolutely handled that game playing the Timbersaw, and he was playing the opposite matchup in the first one. I know I mentioned this yesterday, but I think when you're playing against a team like Falcons, I personally would not recommend leaning towards like stealing their picks, because they know these heroes better than you most likely, and rather make them beat you at something that they haven't proven yet while playing your own game. And the one thing I'd like to say about pretty much all of the heroes that Falcons has been using, the Primal Beast, this doesn't count Timber, but the Primal Beast, the Razor, as well as the Beastmaster that they whipped out yesterday, all three of these heroes do one thing. They buy Refresher and they buy BKB. And what I felt like was issue with Team Liquid's draft yesterday was both games they only had one hero that threatened the BKBs.
Hook shot.
Yeah, and Malrine just said, I have a Refresher and I'm just going to go kill one guy after you cancel my first set of spells. And then in the second game, you have Mickey on TA, the only hero that does damage through BKB, and they just focused him down with the Razor. So I would like to see what Tundra, what their vision of dealing with these Refresher BKBs, because you have to be able to threaten them during that time. It's a long duration. You can't just kite out 12 seconds of Refreshers and BKBs, double blinks, all this kind of stuff. And that's what seems like Falcon's bread and butter so far.
We'll have to see through the supports, I think, but I think these two teams, there is a lot of overlap, but not in the off lane specifically, because I feel like the carry, Crystallis, he can play these Monkey King Razors, same as Skeeter, but there aren't playing a lot of heroes on like 33 specifically. He doesn't play the Timbers, the Razors, the Primal Beasts that potentially might come out in this matchup here, or even the Pangos. So I think Amar versus 33 is going to be a very crucial dynamic towards this series on which of these styles is going to be more prevalent, especially in making tempo. Because yeah, Amar, he's been on fire and his heroes seem to be working, and you can't steal them if you're 33. He's not the type of player that will steal them, so the bans and picks will be very crucial. And same with Nature's Prophet. They're not playing that hero on Tundra right now, so I don't think they have a good chance of like beating him in the draft by stealing their strategies. They're gonna have to play their own style and just beat, you know, Falcons at what they do best.
Something that we have seen Tundra do that is very much in their style is a last pick overall brood. That was a bit of a gotcha. It was sometimes you just get brooded, but when it's a single elimination, you have to be worried about these at every step, at every game. You don't want to go down one game and be like, oh, it's alright, we still have that buffer of another game, because yeah, that's when something cheesy like that could potentially come out.
Yeah, some of the last picks that they've had so far at DWC have been pretty crazy, especially that Broodmother that you did mention when they were playing against Talon. It was not a competitive game because of that Broodmother as well, but also having some of like Leshrak's last pick when it's a good Slark game, even though they did lose that one, Brewmaster as well, and there's that hero that we did mention, this Pugna, that is sitting at 80% win rate for for Falcons themselves, because yesterday we've seen so many turnaround plays where 3 people gank him, he uses Essence Ring, drops down the ward, and starts using the Cripify on himself, Life Drain as well. So I don't think, even if Falcons go to the Grand Finals, I don't think any of the teams will allow them to pick Pugna.
Yeah, I'm interested. I like what Tundra's doing, as Fear mentioned. These are the heroes that they don't really utilize themselves. Yeah, potentially they can pick Crystallis' Razor, but the one team that's been having success out of the two with Nature's Prophet and Pugna is the Falcons. Try to beat them with your own heroes. I'm wondering in their second round of banning if they're going to take out the Primal Timbersaw, which we saw Liquid do in Game 2 yesterday. They obviously didn't win the game, but we still like that draft better. Now, then the question is Malrine going to go for the Primal Beast, like immediately, assuming that that's going to happen, or do they just think counterpicking the Monkey King is more important?
Yeah, I think the Monkey is an interesting pick just because it does dissuade you from these Timbersaw, Primal Beast type of heroes. I don't think Primal cares too much about Monkey outside of the laning stage, but Malrine, he has picked the Primal fairly early in games, but I think he typically likes to see his matchup first if he can. So this is a much better hero. We do see Malrine play as well. Very good versus the Monkey King. We know Amar can also play it if necessary. So
not his like most enjoyable hero, I would say.
But it's Monkey King.
Yeah, sure. I'm just talking about the Beastmaster, where you kind of don't feel other heroes that he does play. He's playing his Mars, his Razors, Viper. I would say he enjoys playing Viper way more than playing Beastmaster as well, even though Viper is not a type of a hero.
That'd be respect if they actually banned this phase here, because I don't think it's a bad ban either, because sure, like maybe a week ago, you wouldn't have thought Timber was good or Primal was good, but these are just heroes that right now that, yeah, you might have to be scared against Falcon's signature Grandmaster heroes, and Viper's one of them, and you have Monkey King.
Wonder why they prioritize the Disruptor out of all things. Like, Falcons have utilized it once that I see in the recent games, but this is just a perplexing ban to me. What do you guys think about this? Is it the Beastmaster pressures lanes, Disruptor offers you that early catch that often can't be found in supports? There has to be more than...
I mean, Crit has been playing it quite a decent amount, I want to say. I've seen him a few times on the heroes, so maybe they're just trying to ban out some of the heroes that they think are the reason why Falcons win. And I think if you look at how Falcons play, they're always pressuring you on your side of the map, and that's where Disruptor really shines. So they're probably just, they're looking at it, they play high tempo, they want to get on our side of the base, and Disruptor really enables that type of play style, would be my guess.
There's also one hero on side of Tundra that they play extremely well that we did mention, and that's Lycan. I think this hero on 18, when you're showing your supports, both of your supports who can defend against this push, could be pretty bad overall, and that's why they're taking the heroes that can, you know, protect themselves, probably thinking about that Lycan that could potentially come out, because this is an Asta pick. This is something that BB team did utilize really well so far at the tournament, even at the previous tournaments as well. But Tusk Beastmaster, if this is going to be the lane, Crit yesterday, he had a pretty insane game. For now, it's just the Tusk, but we also talked about the Viper. If they want to pick it up, this is the perfect laning partner for the hero.
Yeah, you have a lot of potential flex here because you could put the Beastmaster mid, lock that in, and then have effectively Tusk be flex between 4 and 5, or you can pick Skeeter's hero and save that Beastmaster flex until last. I think right now Tundra's heroes are pretty difficult to pick because you know what's coming, but at the same time, like, these are not surprise picks by Falcons, but you also have no idea what is coming after these two picks, and it's very important that they don't effectively find themselves in the situation that Liquid was yesterday, which I felt like was over-responding to what Falcons was doing, and then Falcons just kind of knew the game state better than they did and outplayed them in the laning stage. Dazzle, like a very flexible hero potentially as well, but mainly only for P-Vision. I would say it's just a strong laning support that offers that armor trade that very few supports offer, just with the bonus when you have the innate that makes lanes like Tusk, Beastmaster, very physical damage heavy lanes, just not pack as quite a good a punch.
Yeah, they also get the Soxa Marcy in there too, but as you mentioned, there is flex potential here too. We don't know for sure if Dazzle will be that support, but I think for this team, very, very, very high chance it's probably the support duo, definitely the Marcy. So it gives you more information on Falcons and what you want to do here. I think there are some concerns, I guess, if you are looking at the Viper. This Marcy is definitely one of the better heroes at punishing these ranged position 3s with one rotation. So
it's
I do
a lot
like
of
how that's
sustain. Like the sustain that they do have coming out from Marcy, coming out from Dazzle and Monkey King. You get the Wukong command out pretty much in every single fight. You have the pick-me-up, so you can choose where you want to take the fights, and they're going to be looking to play some of the longer fights as well with the sustain. We saw P-Vision kind of do the same thing successfully throughout the whole tournament, where they were picking all of these auras, their Dazzle from the offlane, from position 5 as well if necessary. Very difficult to approach this, and I want to see what Tundra is going to get on their last overall pick, because some of the combinations with the Marcy have been broken up. We saw them pick Marcy plus Visage, which was a bit of a grief. If you remember, it was like 10 days ago when Visage gets thrown in, not the hero that you want to be picking, but I already mentioned there's a lot of heals, so I was thinking maybe somebody wants to buy Spirit Vessel, maybe some Shiva's buyer. Beastmaster from the mid lane can definitely do that, talking about the Shivas, but Ancient Apparition, this might be the first pick of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they're locking it in right now that the Beastmaster is going to be mid, and with the Bloodsport facet, this is a classic counter to heroes like Marcy and Dazzle, who need to be able to click on you to save you from bad situations. So this does make a lot of sense. So stops the healing, stops the potential just repositioning as well, or the Grave, which isn't super effective against AA, but maybe it's enough anyway. So very cool strategy, and Amar will get his Mars, but this is a hero that isn't necessarily out of the meta. We've seen many teams try to make this work, but have failed. It just is a hero that isn't good right now, but we'll see if Amar can cook up maybe a new item build potentially to make it look more viable.
Yeah, I think the cool part about what Falcons is doing is when you open up the draft with the Monkey King, especially a hero that's flexible in the carry and mid-roll, it's difficult to pick melee cores, and you also don't want to overthink it and just pick a bunch of ranged cores with no stuns, but effectively these are the two most ranged melee guys, because Beastmaster plays around his boars, and Mars is effectively also like a 300 ranged melee guy that has spells that can kind of help him keep a distance. So they kind of weaved in their own way to have frontliners that are not hard countered by Monkey King in the laning stage, if you guys get what I'm going for.
Of course, I mean, you just can't pick no melee heroes, right? Because Monkey's in the game.
Yeah.
They pick the best heroes versus Monkey that are still melee.
Yeah, exactly.
Do
And
the initiation.
this matchup overall is much better now for Mars because Monkey doesn't have that old facet where he can get outside of the Wukong, stay there for 4 seconds, then come back. With the one spear, one repositioning tool, his Wukongs just might be gone immediately.
Well, he has a new facet now, though, or maybe he can teleport outside of the arena.
That's also true, yeah.
You also have the Tusk kick, potentially. Like, if we're talking this game going 35, 40 minutes, that Wukongs could very well decide who wins the fight. I think the cool part about Mars, on top of, like, you mentioned the Bloodsport being good against these saves, but it also just locks people down for Beastmaster and Tusk to choose their targets. Like, I wouldn't mind going first here as Mars, just catching the Marcy or the Dazzle, and allowing my teammates to have more patience entering the fight. And I feel like the Storm and the Beastmaster are going to have this weird waiting game where neither one wants to go first, because if Beastmaster goes and Storm jumps the AA, that feels really bad. If Storm jumps first and then Beastmaster Blink roars him, that's going to feel really bad. So I'm really curious about who's going to basically be the point of contact for all of these fights on the side of Tundra specifically, because I think it's pretty clearly Mars for Falcons.
Well, 33 has to pick his hero, but outside of the Beastmaster and Axe, I don't know what 33 would do to be Initiator. He typically doesn't like that style. I mean, Crystallis and Storm, I think, can both do that, right? I suppose in this game. But then you have Skeeter, who is going to be overall last pick. So you kind of want to pick a hero that makes it so his last choice isn't very easy to play. I'm curious on what they're going to do here, because like this Dazzle could still be offlane. We don't really know.
There it is, the Rizzler. He is back. This is the lane that they did play. We talked about it. I think it's good because you can still like use the birds to be able to counter the arena, which is really nice if he's going to be playing the Bloodsport as well. So that is a nice addition. It also allows you to have the tempo, to have the auras. Very strong early game-oriented lineup coming out from Tundra. And now they need to find a hero that's going to be laning into Marcy plus Visage, which is a lot of damage early on.
I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Make it bold. Is it PL?
No, it's DK.
Oh, DK.
What do you think?
It could work. I'm just afraid that hero might be too squishy.
That's not something you hear too often about DK.
Yes, but it is Visage and Marcy lane, which is incredibly strong. I mean, I was thinking... I mean, I also thought PL for a second, but I was like, that's not going to happen as Falcons. It's like, they could maybe Weaver as well, if they're really afraid of it. Like,
caralho, os caras meteram um visagezão, viado. Nossa. E agora? O outro time vai pegar BB.
You're mentioning these heroes that can be broken, and he showed 18-minute Conda, which is 4-second undispellable break. So they did go for a different thing. Wanted to have extra bit of, to deal with the birds, something that's going to be more
Giro. Pra matar os periquitos. Não sei, hein?
I think Gyro can just feed very much so in this lane.
He's not a hero that builds like into he doesn't buy region early on. Like he wants to have his blades of attack, 3 branches, get his Falcon Blade ASAP, and you also have Tusk, so that's something that's going to be extra bit of a save. So this is going to be position 4 overall. Ancient Apparition, slightly more, I would say, farm-oriented, but Snaking does play Tusk with the other facet, with the Drinking Buddies, where he is going to be pulling him out of the trouble. This has been the combo last DI as well, so it's still very good.
Yeah, the combo is really strong. The hero in the mid-game is going to be very nice, but I'm definitely afraid of like these small moments where you make a rotation, Marcy gets the rebound, dispose into the Visage. You really have no counterplay as a Gyro to that. It's either you survive it and you turn it and you kill them, or you just die. But I'm afraid he's just going to die in that one, unfortunately. I do like what Falcons has going on here, but I kind of favor Tundra in this one. I feel like the top lane is going to be very difficult. You're not stopping the Storm too much. You do have a pretty, I want to say, easy Monkey entry to this game too. All you have to do is focus down this Gyro. A lot of work is going to have to be done by Crit this game to do saves, I think.
Yeah, I think the Gyrocopter, you were mentioning this hero doesn't really have a build other than just playing hard carry fear, and I feel like in this game, there's no threshold he's eventually going to hit where they can't just go on him and kill him. Maybe it'll take too much resources from the side of Tundra, and then the rest of Falcons will clean up, but I really think it's going to come down to if Skeeter maybe gets 1 or 2 early Aegises, where that game plan for Tundra no longer works. And if that's the case, I think Falcons can take it, but I'm also leaning on the way of Tundra.
Same here. I also want to see if maybe Amar is going to be adjusting his item build, because you might need some Crimson Guard in this one. You are playing against Monkey, you are playing against Visage. Fear did mention maybe something new, maybe some Crimson Guard into Yule Scepter, Blink Dagger, this type of a build. If they're going to be losing the game relatively early on, he might need to adjust because this is a very tempo-oriented lineup from Tundra.
Alrighty, well guys, you've been given plenty of time to talk about your thoughts for it. It feels like there is this small window in which Falcons could win it, but mostly kind of favoring Tundra here. But for now, before we head on into this game number 1 of our elimination series, we're going to head on down to the stage with Nomad.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm here with Aoi 2000. Aoi, a couple of interesting things in this draft. I think the first one, the Ancient Apparition.
Gosto de ouvir os coach, mano.
Yet to be picked. What does that hero give you, which made you want to go for it this time?
It's just good for Dazzle. Like, Dazzle's all about healing and Grave, and AO just stops that. Also, when Dazzle ultis, like, you put the AEW on him, he almost gets 100 to 0 just by some long hold spell.
Alright, and the Specialist Visage pick coming out from Tundra as well. Does that strike fear into your heart, Aoi, or are you confident against it?
Honestly, we didn't expect it, and like Neta, like he's the best Visage in the world. Like he might start safe playing this game, he might like just randomly TP at minute 2, you don't know. But I think like we have an idea of how his Visage plays. I mean, we played with the guy for a long time, so hopefully we do well versus it.
Alright, thank you very much, Aoi 2000. Let's get into it. It is game number 1 of these semi-finals.
Ué, mano, o AOE é da Falcons, mano? Que ele tá do lado da Falcons? Eu achava que ele era da Tundra, mano.
One team that was coming into this tournament as the favorites is not going to be making the grand finals in parivision. Now we'll see if Tundra, the other favorite of the EWC, will actually make it through the grand finals, or we'll have to play in the third place match.
Tundra é o favorito, mano, do campeonato?
Against Falcons, Avery, and it's a bit of a tough one.
Ah, mano. Eles tiveram um jogo ontem sinistro, velho, de Invoker.
The tips are already abundant.
Nossa.
The all chat's already been there. Nothing inflammatory, just some friendly hellos across the map here. And
I mean, Skeeter said it was going to be an easy matchup. True. Whitemon said it wouldn't take long to win this series.
One of them's wrong, so
one of them is going to be wrong. Maybe they're both going to be wrong.
I hope this goes to a game 3. This could be an explosive series, particularly because these teams know so much about each other. You have the familiarity. You know how to target the bans. You know how people want to play on the lane. We saw AUI in the interview talking about the Visage starting safe lane, right? All these little tricks that you come to expect from your ex-teammates. Gotta pull out the knowledge here to get you over that finish line and go into that grand final. The all chat's gonna continue. What can you say? They just love each other too much here. And I mean, looking at this draft, I think this was one of the more back and forth drafts in terms of teams proposing an idea and the other team trying to counter. Like there was a lot of back and forth here in trying to deal with what the opponents were doing, and a lot of really targeted bans to try and eliminate options to then counterplay some of those ideas. I think it was a really cool draft.
I mean, it started off in a pretty explosive way. Giving up the Monkey King to Tundra, specifically to Chrysalis, right? They have only lost 3 matches with Monkey King since Chrysalis joined the roster. It is his most prolific hero. It is his most played hero. It is his most successful hero. It is a bold move to, in game 1 of this best of 3 elimination on the line, to just give out your opponent's best hero like that.
Confidence, some might say. Foolish confidence, other people might say.
Yeah.
But it does give you an advantage if you can beat it, right? Massive draft and strategic advantage if you can shut down this Monkey King in game 1 of a series. And that can be a good way to just go into game 1, know what you're going up against, playing a strategy, have that advantage. Skeeter already feeling the Visage pick. He's dead here.
I mean, they knew this was coming. They knew there was going to be some sort of 33 shenanigans, and they were not prepared.
I'm surprised Falcons split the map that much versus the Visage. You really have to respect this hero's level 1, and you cannot give him the extra gold early. Still has his death toll. This is a really scary hero to give first blood to, particularly with the Marcy Visage lane. This is an incredibly explosive lane. You can get all in basically at any level. Falcons already on the back foot. They're going to have to step it up to survive this lane. We have seen 33 just take things over with this hero.
This matchup's definitely going to be interesting. Flat cannon being thrown out at the same time. 33 is going to be spamming his nukes the entire way.
Good damage from the King.
Yeah, very early. Only 3 armor on the Visage to start things off, so tank team doing some extra work there. I'm definitely more interested in watching the other side lane, though. It's Chrysalis versus Amar, right? If you're going to give up that Monkey King, you specifically are telling your offlaner, like, all right, what do you need in order to beat this? What is the matchup that is going to make sure that you don't completely fall apart? And we're already seeing it. Chrysalis level 2, he picks up Tree Dance and easily jumps on top of Crit. A 4-position Ancient Apparition, I feel like that's going to be food for Monkey King early on.
I think Falcons wanted to switch for a couple reasons. One, Snaking has been performing really well in the Tusk. Two, you get the better combination matchups in the side lane. You get the melee with the ranged hero top. You get the range with the melee bottom. The spell synergy is definitely better in this setup. But the laning can be a weakness here, particularly for Crit. Going up against Dazzle Monkey King, you just cannot step outside that lane. You're absolutely food. Falcons are going to have to execute these supports really well to get through this early game because Tundra's lane setup is just crazy strong, especially these side lanes. I mean, these are deadly side lanes. Then you have a Storm on mid that's probably going to free farm no matter what against anything.
Oh, yeah.
All these little executional things matter a lot. I mean, Crit did get the camp blocks bottom, had some good equilibrium for Amar, so the Mars is farming a little bit early, but the early kills giving you a lot of extra gold to play around with here.
All those denies between Soxa and 33. Constant battle between the two of them. What'd you make of the trade-off, right? The Monkey King going the way of Tundra, but in return, Falcons get their hands on the BZM Beastmaster that did really solid work against Liquid in their previous series.
He dumpstered that game too. The thing is, I don't know how reliably you can win lane with this hero against these top tier teams, right? I think that was an overperformance from Falcons yesterday, a little underperformance from Liquid.
Yeah,
and it really skewed how the Beast looked in that game. And I think in most average outcomes, this hero's going to be a little slower. He's not going to give you that quality of momentum. Maybe Malrine shows up again and just proves us all wrong, but I favor the Monkey King in that trade. I think the Monkey King is stronger for Tundra than the Beast is for Falcons, even if this Beast is incredibly scary in their hands.
And especially if the Beast isn't walking away with the same kind of lane win he had against Nisha. BZM is definitely not going to let that happen. He's already kept him on the back foot with Remnant spams.
Solid start here for Tundra. See if they can continue to ramp up some of the kill threat. I mean, that's how these lanes are designed. Like, you can just all-in heroes really easily, run them down, chase them down with the super powerful nukes. If no kills are happening, Falcons are going to be happy. Like, they're okay to trade CS here against all this early nuke power, particularly in this top lane. Like, if there's not chain killing happening up here with the Marcy Visage, that's a one lane in my opinion. Like, if I get out of here 0-0-0, I'm happy. If I'm not feeding 33 any extra kills, good riddance, I'll go in the jungle, I'll play the stack game, you're a Visage farming lane, whatever, right? I'm trying to get as much out of here as I can before he gets the birds up and I probably have to leave. Gyro is a nice hero against the Visage in the mid game as well, with a lot of the AoE and the flak, and of course you have the Tusk boost. Tag team going in gives you some more extra physical, but you don't have the drinking buddies to put in on the Gyro. They were kind of debating between the two. Tough to make that call.
Tag team better for winning lane, right?
Probably.
See the way that Snaking in general, he was just full on going on the offensive with the tag team, trying to keep the pressure off of Skeeter. Skeeter in turn can just flat cannon push in the wave and they can play off of pulls. If they can get this constant back and forth of shoving in the wave and creep pulls, that's a really good way of dodging away from a very heavy kill lane, right?
Oh yeah, you pull this lane non-stop. Like, pulls against Visage are really nice. You force him into bad areas on the lane. You're getting the extra experience. If you can out-level him, it's harder for him to all-in you. Sometimes you can all-in this hero. He is susceptible to that as well. Maybe get a shard block up here, bring the AA up. Because this AA, he would not mind some extra kills this early game. Snaky, you stepped a little far forward. But
he snowballed a little early here, but instead, the Soul Assumption nuke thrown at Skeeter, a snowball away.
Honestly, I like how Snaking's playing this lane. Like, he's constantly up front. He's not giving them easy dispose or rebound entries onto the Gyro, which is what you want. If he goes down once this lane, who cares, right? He bought Raindrop. He has Fairy Fire. He can tank a lot of the nukes. Tundra not getting that snowball action we've seen out of this lineup. I think this lane can be a little slower than the Bounty Hunter Visage lane, which we've seen be a classic for them.
Yeah.
But even with the first Blood Gold, it was very scary very early on.
But we see Tundra has, like, they're still playing for their classic backup plan. They're still stacking. Soxa says, okay, if the lane's not going to be in a good position to go get kills, I'm still going to stack up the hard camp. Even if it doesn't help the Visage, it'll help my Storm Spirit level up. And maybe he, in turn, can return the favor and run over this top lane. Toss back on a Snaking again. Snowball over to the Visage. They're going to try and isolate the Visage, perhaps. Nope, Skeeter has made the call. He wants to back out. Double denies for him as they back away, and he covers Snake King's retreat.
More defensive gameplay that works out for Falcons up here. Not minding this trade at all.
This is going to hurt for Crit.
Yeah, he's kind of the one suffering down here, but honestly, he's getting through the lane. Like, we haven't seen kills from this Monkey Dazzle onto the Mars. That's the important part here. Mid lane, also going BZM's way, so this will be a triple lane win for Tundra, technically. They come out a little bit ahead. An extra gold to boot. Look for the 6-minute power rune on this Storm. That would be a huge pickup here. Already has a lot of mana plus that ball lightning to work with. Tough rune for Maureen to contest.
Well, whatever happens here, I don't think the power rune's going to go to a core unless they full-on die for it. Pick up. BZM gets a haste rune. They both went to the bottom lane, and now that haste rune is going to be put to work. Chasing after Maureen, the last little bit of damage required is done. Now the supports are in trouble. They're just going to be run down underneath this tower rather easily. Crit.
Pô, esse Beast Mid aí levando um pau pro Storm é uma pira, velho.
And this is a Siege Wagon push wave. They're going to protect that Siege Wagon, and they pull the creeps in a little bit quicker. Soxa rebounds, picks me up, throw the creep in. That way they don't have to tank the tower any longer, and this is going to be a good amount of damage.
Falcons tried to glyph there, maybe trying to keep the creeps out so that Catapult died. Didn't get it. Catapult does die here, though, and pulling the weight back. So, yeah, they avoid a lot of the big tower damage there.
That's because Tundra, I mean, they kind of relieve the situation. They instead are looking at threatening at least the Wisdom Shrine. Maybe they pick up the kill on Snake King here behind the tier 2. All the way back here, Snowball to delay things. At the same time, the Monkey King is going to be playing for that Wisdom Shrine. So Tundra, just a full court press here as they do manage to finish him off. Now Chrysalis, not level 6, so this challenge is going to be difficult for him. He's chained up. Still gonna fight for his Jingu stacks though when he gets it off the Ancient Apparition. Now he heals up off of Amar, and this is bad for Falcons. They've lost Snake King, and now the rotations are coming in from Whitemon. They're gonna slow him down. Amar's gonna die as well. Chrysalis, double kill and a Wisdom Shrine claimed.
Such a big win for Tundra. That's why you don't give this team the Monkey King. They play really well around it. They use all his early aggressive timings. They're gonna win some kills. They're gonna win double Shrine, activate the birds right on cue. And they use that 6-minute power rune to perfection. Win the mid trade, have the level advantage against the beast, snowball that into more kills around the map, into a Wisdom Shrine advantage. Falcons not able to muster enough support at any one of these pivot points. Pay a big price for it around the map. That is a lot of net worth for Crystals to play with now. It's going to be a fast defusal on this monkey. Falcons looking to make a move up here.
Oh no, Amar TP's up to the top lane to try and catch the Visage. And it could get even worse. BCM with the regen rune. A lot he can do here. They find a ward. Like every little thing is going Tundra's way right now.
They're getting a lot of map control off this. The Storm is a huge threat. You don't have the early lockdown for him unless the Beast and Mars are in that fight.
Soxa tried to get the deny. No luck there.
This might just be a straight up tower push with 33 coming in. Didn't want to linger top with the Mars there. Make the aggressive play at the same time.
BZM over Zips using all of his mana. But he's got that regen rune. So his over aggression, it's fine. And Tundra feel like they can't keep the push going. Not a terribly successful 60 seconds here for Amar. He TP'd top lane, didn't catch anything, goes to defend mid, nothing really happens there. Now he's walked all the way across the map back to bottom again.
And the whole time the Monkey King's free farming because that lane is empty. Tough sequence for him. Wanted to use this arena early, but just got sidestepped a little. 33 will just head back top, holds his TP. I guess you could say you defend the towers at least, right? Like you didn't get some snowball push off the Visage early. The longer you keep these tier 1s up, the happier you're going to be around the map. Particularly this AA who's going to have to soak some experience somewhere. Right now it's bottom, but this is a dangerous lane to sit on for crit. You just don't know if this Monkey King's in the trees about to jump on you. And he's important for this game. Like this AA needs extra net worth in this game as a 4 to be able to survive in the fights against the Storm Jump and the Visage Birds and the Monkey King leap from the trees.
Yeah.
So that his ult can have presence against the healing Tundra provided here.
I mean, even just the fact that if Tundra are ahead, they're more likely starting the fights. Much harder for Ancient Apparition to get good Ice Blast. Skeeter, half HP. Sox is dropping low, though, and they run out of damage. Skeeter is going to survive through it, and they get a double off of it. Amar finally lays his claim with the arena on 2.
And we see 33 shaking his head. I think he's a little surprised at how tanky that gyro was. Early treads plus the Falcon Blade plus that spark of courage giving you some armor. That's a tough carry to bring down.
And of course, a raindrop always required in a matchup against a Visage.
Just didn't have the damage, even with the drum, plus the sidekick buff. Tough all in there for Tundra if you're not bringing in the Storm, or at least Dazzle for a weave, like a little, burst here. Marcy doesn't really give you that much burst damage in the early game. It's okay. It's just an overextension. I mean, Amar has been ready to go top every time this game.
He has been ready to defend his gyrocopter, and this is definitely a lineup that is more all-in. Malrine popping the Primal Roar just to get away from BZM, but they cut the wave. Crit dies due to a big jump from Chrysalis, but he is way out of position now. He's going to try and get off his ultimate here, but chain stunned up for so long. He finally gets it off, but he's low, but here comes the Dazzle and the changing of the guard. Chrysalis is perfectly fine. Little punish there from the Dazzle. Not enough for a kill. Well, not enough for a hero kill anyway. Finds a courier instead.
Whole time that's happening, you get mid-tower. Falcons getting split in terms of their focus around the map right now as Tundra attacking multiple pressure points.
And Falcons are a little cornered here. A lot of Tundra heroes are working their way to this bottom lane.
This has been one of those games that falls into the, I'm just going to roam around everywhere for 33. Like, other than that one play top, he's been in all 3 lanes by now with this Visage, just trying to make something happen. And he's only found 1 kill, and that was the first blood. So he really hasn't gotten a lot directly done with all this map movement, but it is throwing Falcons perhaps off a little. Wondering where this guy's going, what he's doing. Do have Arena up here, and you can tell the gyro's running.
He can catch Chrysalis perhaps. Oh, jumps away into the trees. Samar doesn't try for it.
These are dangerous pushes when the gyro can join these early fights with so much overwhelming spell damage AoE.
Yeah, if you have no way to get out of the arena, you're locked in for so long, Gyrocopter is guaranteed to punish heavy.
And if I'm Skeeter in this game, I'm definitely going to join all these early fights. Like, that's the strength of the pick, because you have this mid-beast who's going to take some of the farm priority and help you scale. So even if you miss out on a little extra ancient farm or whatever to defend these tier 1s to make sure the Mars has the damage when the arenas goes out, counts for a lot when Malrine's going to have a slower game here no matter what, as he tries to push towards the Sags.
Tundra maybe were willing to make that kind of play because there was one key element missing, which was the Ice Blast. But Crit has finally cleared through the jungle. He's been neutraling his way to it and has hit 6. So key moment for Falcons. But if they swing and miss on one of these tower defenses, this could just be a runaway game for Tundra.
You also have to keep this Storm in check. BZM has been getting a lot of power runes.
Oh yeah, this is going to be another Galvanized stack. In fact, both supports are going to die. Tundra, they are not afraid to make moves on different sides of the map. Their cores are just so strong off of this laning phase. Falcons just seemingly don't have a chance.
Too susceptible to the backline jump. I mean, that's what this draft is supposed to do. Pick the Falcons backline apart, ignore the frontliners, and then you just lose so much of your damage amp in this game. The Tusk and the AA can give you the ability to burst heroes, but if they're gone, your damage falls off considerably, especially for ATF. He needs this AA plus Tusk alive to give him that oomph.
And I would say the Beastmaster too, right? Like, if they kill the Ancient Apparition, then the Dazzle in turn can have his full effect on the game, and both the Mars and the Beastmaster are going to be pretty heavily single target focused, so easy heals, easy shallow graves.
That's why this AA pick is a double-edged sword in this game. It's really powerful against what Tundra have, but at the same time, Tundra, they got some picks in to make his life miserable, and we're already seeing it. 0-5 start for Crit. He's going to have to go to Atos here. It's going to be slow. He's a little under-leveled. I just don't think he can show on waves this game to get the extra XP, right? Like, how can you show on a wave in this game as AA against Monkey King, Visage, Storm, Marcy? It's impossible.
That's why he's been maxing out Vortex and just hitting neutrals this entire time.
I mean, I understand it.
But not everybody can hit neutrals. Somebody's got to deal with these waves.
The one
right now, that's Skeeter, but he may get caught by a smoke.
Falcons can bait the jumps out of Tundra if they feel like there's an obvious area so these smokes are coming in on, and then turn that play around with the arena plus everything. This is just going to be Skeeter going down here.
Yeah, Skeeter doesn't see this one coming.
That's an amp damage Storm.
Oh, okay. He was 100% dead as is, but he had in an amp damage. That's just unfair.
I mean, at least that play happens after Wisdom Shrine's already taken. And you do get the blink up on the Mars, so the playmaking's there for Falcons, but Tundra are just taking over this map right now.
Yeah, and Saksa, I like the way he's using his ultimate. Just always looking to pressure towers with it. with the glyph going off in the bottom lane, as they say, okay, we'll just come through these neutrals real quick. I mean, Falcons, I feel like they got to make a move soon, and they are going to make a 3-man smoke play right now.
Because Lamar's playing.
Yeah, soon we're going to get into a Visage Pipe, and then where's your damage? Even if you hit the Ice Blast, you might be lacking in enough damage to actually, you know, break somebody there.
Well, get Sox for free as he leaps in. Maybe not for free.
Uh-oh.
Have to use the arena. That's costly there. You did not want to have to use the arena there.
Yeah, Tundra might take a fight off of this with no arena.
No TPing in. They have cores around mid. The other problem for Falcons is their follow-up objective taking isn't as good in this early game as Tundra's is. Like, Tundra get a kill in this early game, they can go into Roche. They can push a tower. They can even threaten a tier 2 with the Drum Visage pretty quickly.
Right.
Falcons get a kill, buys you time to farm. It's getting you to your next items on your cores, which is kind of more their style. But it does give Tundra room off of these pickoffs like we saw there. You get a kill, and you have to back up to your side of the map. Tundra then gets space. They get an Arcane Rune off of them losing a support. All these little things are going to continue to go Tundra's way right now because they just have the faster lineup.
When is Falcons going to feel better about the game?
Ags Beastmaster, for sure. I mean, that's when this hero comes online. Then you have 3 cores to play with.
He's got it now. Is that enough by itself?
He's missing resources on the map. I think it is.
Trying to catch Amar, blinks away. BZM, oh, they're going to go the wrong direction.
This is a value dodge because that's that Arcane Rune out on the Storm.
Yeah.
That's a super nice gank dodge for Amar. And he stayed out on the map. Maybe he'll get a couple more camps here, get a Watcher.
Yeah, what do you think of Amar queuing up the Desolator? Yeah, he's going to cut the next wave. That's cool.
I mean, that's a Giga Chat build right there. I think there's a lot of players who would be pressured to get maybe Yules in this game for the Storm lockdown, mini Grave like deterrent, or just build more survivability with an early BKB or something, but he just wants the damage, man. And it is a good Deso game, right? You amp up a lot of the physical coming out from the Tusk, Gyro, Beastmaster getting in there. It's going to have good synergy with the lineup. Good against the birds and everything.
Falcons getting sandwiched here. 3 different sides. BZM on one, 33 on the other, and then Soxa still finding Crit on top of that one. An attempted Ice Blast from Crit doesn't do much. Falcons, their cores simply cannot fight.
They can't take fights if the backline gets jumped.
Yeah.
Unless their cores are overwhelmingly powerful, it's just never going to happen in this game. And so Tundra, if they see supports, it's a complete green light. Commit on them, jump the Storm in. He's going to have Grave to bail him out. The second the A is dead, the Dazzle's fight becomes way more free. You just swarm these heroes. The rest of the cores are just going to stand around and think about how do we position better around the map. I think Falcons need to look for this Storm on one of these power runes. I think BZM is getting way too much right here. It's the best place to hunt for him. They just can't get set up in time. They will take it away from him at least. Shield rune for Amar.
Yeah.
They're grouping around mid. It's going to be another smoke. Don't have Blink on the Beastmaster, however, so initiation has to come from ATF.
Let's see what kind of arena he can get here. BZM's going to show, and he's going to get the spear back into the roar. Doesn't even throw out the arena. That was very smooth. Now he is Ice Blasted. Shalgrave's going to take out. He tries to keep the ball going, but he does not have enough mana to zip forever.
No, that takes a lot of mana. The duration is not your friend there.
No.
Can Falcons translate this into something?
Yeah, you said it's their objective transition here is not the greatest, but maybe they could bait Tundra in here. A spear that lands on 33. Beautiful stuff with cold feet. It's going to be a chain stun and lots of damage raining in for the Gyrocopter. Chrysalis, he gets in here with the Wukong's command, but it's easy. Falcons just walk away, except for Amar, of course, who's stuck in with the shards from Crit. Or Snake King, rather.
Birds are given some extra vision here, but you already used the Wukong. You don't have the Storm. Falcons forced to retreat.
It does keep them off the Roshan, but I almost feel like Falcons are okay with that. It would have been a very slow Rosh as is.
Yeah, they have the tag team plus the Beast Dags. This speeds it up, but it's not fast enough to do this early in the game against the lineup that doesn't really have a lot of long cooldowns. Like, your only big cooldown on this Tundra lineup is the Wukong. So you can play around that a little bit if you're Falcons, but honestly, I think Tundra will fight without it anyway. Monkey is strong enough to go in.
Whitemon picks up a gem before 20 minutes.
That is a very early gem.
Yeah, they are not that far ahead. Only up 3 or 4K here, but if he can keep that gem in their ground, it would be massive win for them. Malrine does get picked off by BZM and Chrysalis finding the opening here. But Roshan is going to transition to the other side, but what they can do is go back for Tormentor here.
This will be a nice Tormentor pickup. I mean, give it to Whitemon to boost his net worth back up. It is a peculiar gem purchase, so there's nothing really that it's good against in terms of what Falcon's lineup is doing.
Yeah.
There's no, like, TA in this game, no Wolves or something, no
It's
early Glimmer Capes. He just
pure
wants the
ward control.
Yeah, he wants the vision control, and I think the big idea is if you take away Falcon's vision, they can't get jumps around the map. Your chances of starting a fight by going on one of their cores or the backline with the Storm goes up tremendously.
Right.
And if this map becomes scary to play, the supports can't show on the waves. The cores become slightly more scared too. You're going to deprive Falcons of a decent amount of farm here.
We may be seeing a bit of that impact already. Falcons all here on this side of the map, all 5 of them.
They have the one obs mid that's a fresh one. That's all they see right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they really want to make a move for this mid tower. This mid tower has been up far too healthy for far too long. But it has to be a fight that everybody's willing to join with some sort of item timing, and just not strong enough right now. By the way, ATF did skip that.
Oh, what a jump from Soxa. Hello.
Okay.
Bounces on 2. He's just one man fighting 2 supports. It doesn't work for him.
That was bold.
It was, but Chrysalis is still going to collect at least one off this. The Ancient Apparition being out of here. Plus, they had to use Ice Blast.
I actually agree with that call from Soxa, even if he dies there for free. I think if you're Tundra, you should never let these supports show on a wave.
Sure.
In this game. Like, the second the AAR Tusk is hitting a creep, somebody should be jumping them and sending them back to the fountain. And that's probably what he was saying to the team. He's like, guys, this is an illegal show. I can't be the only one down here. They will re-smoke straight in the mid, and they're going to find the other support.
It's these supports
I'm telling
getting caught all over the map, man.
There is no way you can farm a wave in this game.
And more galvanized stacks for BZM.
More illegal gameplay from Snaking here. Gets punished.
Nice play from Maureen. Used the boar to check power runes, denies an amp damage.
That's big. They have not been able to take a lot of these runes away from the Storm. The more they can do that, the better it's going to go for them as they try and get the Crimson Guard on the Mars. ATF going back for a more defensive aura-oriented item build. Try and help the other 2 cores stay in the fight.
This is cool. BCM's going to go for an Eternal Shroud this game.
I'm a little dubious of this.
It is a lot of magic.
I remember the other game he did this, though. He got it, and then he proceeded to die like 3 times in a row, and they lost that game horribly. He is going to commit, though, so...
Do you remember what heroes he's matched up against? Because
he was against a decent amount of stuns. That's why I doubted it.
Okay.
Because the problem with this item is you can just get chain stunned down. And the burst survivability is not great.
Ooh, Snaking. I mean, it's such a insane play to go back to the same spot. But maybe he's luring Tundra
yeah, look at the flank right now.
into a bit of a flank as they're coming up the side here. Now, they do catch the Dazzle right away. That is perfect for Falcons. They're going to lose the Tusk, but I think they're okay with that trade-off. What about the follow-up, though? Can they actually win the 4-on-4 being down 8,000 net worth?
This is where you wish you had that Beastmaster blink for second source of initiation to continue the chase. Or the BKBs. They're very close to some BKBs here. Kind of awkward time to fight for Falcons despite getting the Dazzle, which you would take that trade every time.
Maybe they could get this mid tower. Tundra have all moved to the bottom side of the map.
You'll get Glyph out of them.
Okay.
TPs.
Yeah.
So a little outmaneuvering here, and you're going to force Tundra to be split around your vision. You have very good vision control between this mid tier 1 and Roshan, so if you put Tundra around that area, very high chance you get a jump. Downside is if you leave these wards, well, no, he did not lose gem. The gem got passed to the Storm. So unfortunately for Falcons, you are going to lose some of these wards, and you lose both.
Yeah,
that hurts.
Yeah.
If you'd gotten gem off that Dazzle kill, ooh, that would have been juicy.
Careful there. Anybody who shows in this mid lane almost immediately gets jumped. It's a good thing they've got these blink daggers and the quick reactions and foresight for them.
He didn't even get to the wave to show.
He did it. You're right.
He got killed before he could even show on that bottom wave.
Spotted on a secret shop ward.
I mean, Falcons will still fight this if they get a really good jump. That's their last obs on the map.
They're blind.
Oh, man. Triple D ward off this gem. That's rough. That is really rough stuff. Well, now you have to try and think about when this Roche is being forced or not. You maybe want to linger around the area so you don't give it up off of smoke into it. The lead continuing to grow here for Tundra. Some surgical gameplay. Just making a couple of good small moves every now and then, continuing to punish these supports on the waves, abusing the vision. It's adding up here.
And while the Crimson Guard is done for the Mars, in turn, Chrysalis almost has the Scotty, which I feel like if they just get that, they could probably force the Roshan. Even if you have the Crimson Guard to block some of the damage, Scotty is still a big problem for Falcons.
Feels like Tundra are getting their item timings a bit faster than Falcons here.
Just a bit.
A blast off the scan. Oh, that hurts for Falcons. Don't have blast for this. It's just a little too early. That's Roche just gone. I don't think you can test this without the AL.
Certainly not.
You still don't have the gyro BKB as well.
All right, so it ages for BZM. Well,
oh yeah.
If you were afraid of him getting punished for the Eternal Shroud pickup, certainly not going to be the case anymore.
This is where it feels great. You got 2 lives for them to get through this item, and there's a lot of magic damage on the side of Falcons. He just gets a regen root on top of it. Why not? Even got the mana draw.
He's going to have mana for days. So but he's got a decent amount of galvanized stacks. He's getting the extra mana off the Eternal Shroud, a regen rune, and Aegis. Man could be zipping back and forth between both bases at this place.
He's really scary around the map right now. You might have to just dodge this Aegis period entirely for Falcons. Take a core pick off on the side of the map if you find him. I mean, 33 showing here. This is really tempting. I'm surprised they're not jumping this.
Does he does have the shard on the Visage, so I could see why they didn't jump that purely because of that. The stall between Vanguard, Pipe, and then him also being able to go invulnerable.
Still, he's right near your tier 2 as the BKB's flying in for the gyro. If you hug these wards or tier 2s, you kind of have to take the opportunities if they're there.
Yeah.
Now, you got to remember, you have this blood sport up. You have the ability to spear people back into a lack of vision, prevent some of these saves going out.
Sure.
Have to play to your lineup strengths here.
The one thing Dazzle can do in that situation is throw his spirit inside of the arena.
For sure.
Oh, Rod of Atos. And I think they've got the chain stuns. Any other? Okay, he actually zips back into snaking somehow, but now he's been shallow grave. Now it's going to be bad for Falcons. Zip forward from BZM, back on the aggression, gets grab on a Skeeter, and now the all-in. Wait, Chrysalis, he's stuck up on the walls! The arena blocks him out. He couldn't get the Wukong's humanity he was looking for here. He finally jumps down, but he's been grabbed. Pick me up, trying to get him out of the way, but it went all so wrong.
He got decimated by that arena. I think everybody was confused there for 3 seconds. Like, where's this Monkey King? He's stuck on the wall.
Oh my God, it was so bad for Falcons initially, failing to get the kill on the Storm Spirit. But then an arena that just catches the Monkey King midway through his leap.
The thanks come out, I mean, that's a rough one. That's a rough one. You could argue like he gets arena'd and his tree gets cut there anyway, but that was just insult to injury.
It was.
That just feels bad for Tundra here. I mean, that was their big item timing. That's a Scotty BKB Monkey King who gets nothing done. He was 9-0 in this game.
Massive net worth swing. They were up 9K, and all of a sudden it's an even game. They still have the Aegis on the side of Tundra. So 2 minutes to make that work. And level 20 almost here for the Storm Spirit. BZM is still massive, even if Chrysalis has been slowed down slightly.
I will say the downside of the Shroud build that we saw there, the single target damage going into the gyro was not overly impressive.
Yeah, compared to the Parasma build.
Yeah, exactly. Like getting Parasma or, I don't know, BKB so you can sit there and hit him instead of having to dodge out of these AA stuns and random garbage. Like, it does hurt your ability to just alt-in a hero, even if your defensive capability is higher. And this Visage is not the best scaling offlaner for 33. It's more of a snowball-oriented offlaner that brings auras to the game and helps you take an advantage, compound it, end the game. But if this game gets evened out, which it just did, his spell impact is not as high as something like the Mars or the Beastmaster or the Lycan. Darkseer, both of them got banned out in that last phase. This is kind of the weaker hero scale-wise. He has to make up for it with the extra gold, getting into things like the Hex, the Conda. He's the last net worth core in this game, not the position he wants to be in on this hero. Falcons got a lot out of that team fight.
Don't forget they got the gems, so they can actually get some vision down where they were being suffocated on the map before.
Their heroes are tanky, man. Like there's a lot that's going to get soaked up by Bulwark plus Crimson on 2 BKB frontliners and the Gyro and the Beast, who have a lot of HP to work with, a snowball save behind him. Got to land some good Wukongs in this game if you're Tundra now.
This might go bad for Tundra. They're going to chase through the gate. Snaking, I think he saw the gate going, so he's blinking away.
Yeah, he's out of that one.
Is Falcons going to set up a fight here? I guess Aegis is almost gone.
Aegis in 20 seconds here.
Yeah, no way you take it.
Absolutely dodge. It's not worth fighting into Aegis for this Tormentor.
Yeah, they just give up the Tormentor. Another shard. Going to go the way of Tundra.
Probably go to the Dazzle here.
It does indeed, so.
Not a bad one, but.
Yeah, I mean, they have no silences, so in theory, he can always get off his ult.
Orchid Beastmaster.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Again, this is the downside of the Shroud, right? Now this Orchid is still really good against the Storm.
That's true.
You don't have a Dispel in this build-up. It's good against the Dazzle here. Kind of like the Orchid. It's going to scale well, give him some extra single target burst, create more of a threat in the fight. Still Tundra's lead. They can get a team fight going, especially with this Monkey King. Can definitely rebuild that net worth advantage, but all eyes on Crystals here. Like, you need a big Wukong to bring this Gyrocopter down. And this can be a good matchup for the Monkey if you can get in there.
His Remnant, Crit doesn't see him, but the Remnant, yeah, now he breaks the smoke. He's out. Nice heads up awareness that Falcons might sweep up to this top lane where 33 is chipping away at the top tower.
I will say it feels like Falcons want to fight a little more than Tundra do. Fresh BKB on that Mars.
And he might get the initiation. Spear back. Straight into Maureen with the Orchid. Pipe goes out. He has a chance with a Shao Grave. He's definitely going to be able to turn to statue form if he's in danger. Now it's Snake King who's in trouble. BZM's going to zip after him. Roar goes out onto the Visage. Still going after this Visage. They arena him, they spear him, and they locked out the Dazzle. So, no Shallow Grave and couldn't turn to stone form. And also getting away from this Wukong's man. Long jump away with the rebound. Saksa being pursued by Amar, got the pin onto the Dazzle. BKB goes off from Amar. Chrysalis is trying to fight without his Wukong's command, and his damage is just not good enough. Shallow Grave goes out. He attempts to TP away, but the Shallow Grave, it lasts just long enough.
That BKB TP duration is so close to getting canceled there by that snowball. No punch available, no roar available. That is a miraculous TP out that somehow salvages. Otherwise, a waste of a fight for Tundra. You get the snaking buyback, but whatever, right? His job is done. He tanked a bunch of spells. He tanked that initiation. Amar's just way too tanky on this front line. If there's no damage going into him, you have to try and focus the Gyro, and you don't have Wukong to take it here. This is the big spell Falcons are playing around. You traded Wukong for Arena when the Visage went down. They immediately kited it out. Yeah, Falcons have been on point playing around this spell. I don't think we've really seen an impactful ult for this Monkey King. And we might not until he pushes towards that 25 and gets more the extra ring to play with.
Yeah, we see the game plan reflected in item choices, the Crimson Guard, but also the Hurricane Pike on the Gyrocopter, right? He wants the extra bit of mobility. We got the Blink Daggers on a bunch of these heroes. They're just trying to get out of the Wukong's command if it's used, reset, and then go for the chase down.
Back to their old ways. Snake King showed on a wave, so he must be punished. That'll be a dieback for him. A lot of time off the map. Unfortunately, no Roche to kill. Could instant spawn.
Yeah, small chance at that one. BKB next for BZM. So he's still going to get a BKB.
This is where I always go with the Shroud question. This item never feels like it does enough for the Storm. And then you end up being pressured to go for BKB to deal with some of the minor stun threats anyway. Can't help but feel like you would have been better off with something else that was more damage or more aggressive.
Yeah, I agree.
Or even like Linken's this game, right? Pretty good Linken's game. See what he ends up with in the 6 slots.
Is this going to be the same situation, Falcons? You really want to take the fight without snaking, though.
It's a lot. This Tusk is pretty valuable. Even if he just tanks a lot of the Storm Jump, that's valuable in itself. The snowball's super good this game. The punch is good. Tundra's game plan still hasn't changed. Like, find these supports, kill them off quickly. Your supports can then win you the long fight.
Does mean they're going to give up both Wisdom Shrine and Tier 2.
And you have to start thinking about Roche. This Tier 2 is not too relevant, but the control around the outpost it gives you, well, also not relevant because it's going to be Roche spawn top.
Yep.
So Falcons really don't care about that Tier 2 right now if they can get vision around the pit and set up for this fight, which currently they're the ones with vision around the pit. Double obs planted. Tough ones to deward here unless you commit into that river.
Falcons have also hit another timing. Daedalus on the gyrocopter with level 21. He's got that 20 talent, 3 flat cannon attacks. It's a lot. Nullifier as well on Amar. These are all really big timings. Quick kill on a courier. They're actually going to smoke sweep down instead of trying to set up and wait for this Roshan.
It's a big courier kill. That was going to be Daedalus for the monkey.
Oh, it's a regen rune for the Storm. He's going to get it, and he zips away before he's caught.
Dangerous rune there.
It is.
Powerful rune. BKB done for the Storm. Put that regen in there. Tundra in a position where they don't have vision on this objective, though. They're going to have to smoke blind into Falcons here. Makes it really hard to find the back line.
And if you're Falcons, how do you set up here? Because you've got 2 different wards to play around. 3 different wards, I guess, in a way. They're all in a line.
The jump to go on the Mars or the Mars to jump first. Beastmaster's your second option here.
They are pretty split up right now. The gyro, okay, smoke breaks on the low ground and Chrysalis backs away. So Falcons are not going to have a team fight forced upon them while they're 4 versus 5.
He can't go in blind. It's almost impossible against the Mars.
And all the tree cuts, yeah.
Yeah, it's way too deadly. Like, you would have to pre-BKB on this monkey and just jump in. And even then, you're probably getting roared instantly. Like, I don't think Falcons are afraid to commit ults on the monkey, particularly when you have the AA. That's the problem. They can roar you, you get graved, you get AA ulted. Favorable trade for Falcons if nobody is checking crit on the backside.
He probably doesn't feel great about it, but I think you have to initiate with Boundless Strike. As in, like, in order to get position. I don't think you could do any sort of tree dancing shenanigans here. I think you actually just need to do the guarantee of Boundless Strike straight into the middle of them.
Or let Falcons go on your Visage, which is generally how we see 33 like to start these fights, right? Like, he is a hero that majority of the value is going to be him tanking spells on the front line.
Yeah, but they've also seemed to have been able to disengage every single time he's tried to do that.
There goes his birds.
Yeah, they're gone.
I agree. They haven't been able to line up the Wukong Storm pull turnaround behind the Visage, but I still think it's the best formation they can have in these late game fights if they can find a way to bait Falcons in.
Power rune spawns. Ooh, BZM toying with Amar. That took some cojones to make that jump. Right in front of everybody, and damage bottom lane though.
What a rune.
And immediately,
what
Skeeter picks it up, and if they get the jump on a BZM here, it's perfect. Ice Blast coming in. The Shallow Grave will not save him. 1,000 damage crit from Skeeter off of a casual right click, and straight to the Roshan they go.
Part of that sequence though, you have to ask, what are Tundra doing? Being this casual around the mid lane.
Yeah.
You just jump for the rune. You almost died going for the rune. You know Falcons are there. You know they're likely going to check bottom after the sequence happens. And you're just casually strolling around mid. No Lincoln Sphere on this Storm. Maybe you're banking on some quick reaction time. Didn't have it. You gave up that fight without ever taking it. And now 2 lives on this gyro. High ground siege potential online for Falcons. This is where they thrive, these late game tricores with the triple BKB, the outscale, putting a lot of pressure on you to continue to find farm, even in these games where it's a 1K gold difference. It doesn't feel like it because you're looking at this man here, 33 on the Visage. What is his team fight contribution going to be?
Yeah.
Pop Crimson, pop Pipe, watch your other cores die.
Compare that to, surprisingly, the Mars with his Nullifier and all the impact he's having against the Monkey King.
We got a free pickoff.
Yeah, Saksa and Chrysalis are in charge of pushing out the side lanes right now. Saksa being the one to be a bit more aggressive will get caught.
I mean, it's crazy to me that Tundra still have the top 2 net worth cores in this game. Because it hasn't felt like they found a lot in a long time. You know, This Monkey King started this game 9-0. He had that one death, and since then, he's still 9-1.
Yeah. I don't know. Chrysalis is now looking at a nullifier. I don't know if nullifiers change that much. I feel like Falcons, when the fight starts and the Wukong's command goes out, I think they just BKB and reset.
You need more lockdown in this lineup. That's what it feels like. Like, you need a Hex or Abyssal.
And that's what 33 is currently trying to do, but his sight device is way, way out there.
He's just too poor.
Yeah.
Like, this hero's supposed to get extra gold off of the facet and getting these fights going. It just didn't happen, so he's not the fastest jungler here.
Who leaves a Sage's mask on the ground? What in the world? A raindrop I get, but like a Sage's mask, really?
I wonder whose it is. Can't see.
Yeah, it's on the Radiant Lotus pool, if you're curious what we're talking
Maybe
about.
it's the new ATF drop, you know, instead of the Mantle of Intelligence, the mask, he takes off the mask. It was me the whole time.
Mask off. Well, Falcons have been a little mask off this tournament. They've been reducing their all-chat game a bit. That's what happens when you lose a lot. Now that they're back on their winning ways,
all chat's back.
The keyboard is loud, loud, loud.
Though most of it's been friendly.
It has been friendly banter, yeah.
Surprising. You know?
I think
Didn't
perhaps
think they had it in them.
some of the members of Falcons have learned from the mistakes of past. I think Amar specifically has talked about, yeah, the all chatting's fun in games and stuff, and I don't mean anything, any harm by it, but I probably shouldn't do it to kicking somebody when they're down.
Maybe the iron fist of the disciplinarian that is AUI finally got to them.
Curtis is like, if you guys keep this up, I will retire. Like, I don't want to deal with this.
That might have been a
BS.
real thing that was said. We can't rule that out.
All right, back to the game. 21-17, 41 minutes in. Falcons were very far behind for the first 20 and 25 minutes of this game. It was actually a 70-30 game at some point in time. Now much more even. Falcons maybe even favored with the recent Aegis pickup. 2.5 minutes left on that one. And a high ground push coming in, but the Satanic as well. Potentially 3 lives on this Skeeter gyrocopter.
Perfect time to finish this item, right when you want to hit the high ground.
How does Tundra start this? Soxa is going to try and pull the gyro out of position a little bit. BCM follows that with a bit more. Look at Falcons, they don't even jump.
Oh, they don't care. They're not going to react to this unless you can get a stun jump on one of these cores.
If they somehow
Skeeter has a lot to play with.
kill Skeeter, like they'll be able to set up the Wukong's command around him on the revive. That's a little dangerous.
Can always BKB out of the spawn though.
There goes again. Spear does land onto the Storm Spirit though. And the Ice Blast, here comes the roar. BZM in trouble, and the Shallow Grave will not be enough to bail him out here. He stays alive for a little bit longer, does what damage he can, but he'll tick out as soon as the Shallow Grave is gone. And now the arena, now a second roar, and its Crystal is gone as well. Falcons picking apart the cores of Tundra, and the poorest of them all, 33. He does his best to draw the attention as the buybacks come through. BZM gets a grab on a snaking. Half HP onto Skeeter, but they don't want him. They want Malrine. Malrine does get chunked down. Chrysalis with his BKB. He's going to work in the back lines. He's trying to kill Crit as well. Snaking knocks him out of the air with a punch. It's not quite enough. Now a follow-up with cool feet though, and he's going to die back. Dead for 2 minutes. Skeeter. He is still alive with his Aegis, but they're outnumbered now. It's a 4 versus 4. Falcons need to be able to hold on long enough for the reinforcements to get back into play. 33, Shallowgrave, Outworld Staff. Does he have a statue for him? Doesn't look like it. He's going to die as well here. He does have buyback, though, as does Soxa. It's still 4 versus 5 now of Falcons with a buyback from Malrine.
And Skeeter, he stands strong. Aegis intact. Another Satanic coming up here. No Monkey King to bring him down. Tundra in massive trouble. All on this Storm to try and make something happen.
What does Falcons do here? They go for Throne. The tier 2 is still up in the bottom lane. If they want to take advantage of this dieback from Chrysalis, they got to go for tier 4s.
There's only one buyback available for Tundra right now. It's that Dazzle. You got to push this. You still have Aegis. You're going to get the regen here. Level 25 online for Skeeter. These flaks are doing massive work.
See if they can stop a bit of that regen. They're trying to back away as the Aegis is expiring. Soxa, he went for the Ancient Apparition knowing how important it is to take this Ancient Apparition out of the equation. And because they didn't get that kill, the Dazzle, he is a bit neutered for this situation. Amar now feeling like he's got enough of an advantage. They show next to Skeeter and they put the pressure on, hitting the tier 4s.
35 seconds left for Crystalis, and maybe even longer for 33. He's going to die inside the arena, as is the Dazzle. A buyback from him, just him and BZM. The throne exposed, there's just nothing left. Tundra, they took the game early, but a couple of mistakes and Falcons ripped the game right out of Tundra's hands.
Their late game's so scary. If you let all three cores find farm around the map, if you let them get to these BKB timings and they just slowly outscale you, it feels like you're on an inevitable clock. There's just no way to turn these late game fights around. You don't have the damage to get through the tanky tri-core. Classic Falcons, man. They are going back to their tried and true, and it's working here at EWC 2025 as they completely shut Tundra down in this game one. I mean, you had a little momentum. You had a dream start for this Visage with First Blood, but you couldn't get any more out of that laning phase. Like, drawing blood from a stone just wouldn't give you the kills. You found kills on the supports in the mid game, killing them when they were trying to farm the waves, but you never found those big pickoffs on the big core heroes that you needed. And ATF, man, he was a menace in these late game fights. He never went down in that entire sequence while everyone's buying back. He just sits there in the middle of everybody with the Bulwark, with the Crimson, with the BKB. He's absorbing so many of the hits. Can't get through this Mars shield. It was brutal.
That posed a lot of questions for the draft. His Timbersaw is back. His Razor's back. His Mars is back. All the Mar classics are back into play, and Tundra, they went for a classic of their own in the Monkey King, and it does not work out for them. It's going to be a tough situation going into this game, too. Not having the first pick, not being able to have that, and even still, if the Monkey King is available, is it really going to work out for you? It seems like Falcons had all the answers between Malrine and Amar. The creep wave battle between the four of them continues. As game one closes out, we'll head to game two soon.
After a blistering start for Tundra, they're absolutely dominating in the lanes. It felt like Falcons were a little bit lost on what to do in the map there, Lacoste. There were a lot of wards coming out from Tundra. They were able to have all of this map control, and all it took at the end of the day was that mid lane fight at about 25, 27 minutes, and then it just felt like Falcons finally had momentum. They knew what they needed to do. They now knew how to execute a team fight.
Yeah, they were definitely in charge of this game ever since the start. Like, you are fighting against Vizarizzi level 1. He's going to be getting that first blood with the Dettol facet. You are getting extra bit of a gold. So he's snowballing from the lanes. Very strong laning phase from 33. They are controlling every single rune first 20 minutes of the game. And you have Storm Spirit to utilize those runes, making these rotations, making sure that they get the ball rolling. They're getting the kills. But that one big sequence of events where they're going in with the Storm Spirit, and also he's the one with the Aegis, so he's going to be able to get out, but the Monkey King doesn't get into the arena from Mars. He just sits there. I've seen these parkour videos on YouTube where people just fall short way too many times, and it just doesn't work out for them. Like, they get dismantled, and suddenly Falcons, they're back into the game.
The most concern I have going into game 2 for Tundra is actually the mental aspect of the game, because I think all Dota players can relate to the idea that you feel like you were in control for virtually the entire game, and you were just... The game was in your hands, and then it felt like it slipped away for reasons that are potentially outside of your control, or it's just one big play. And I don't know how you mentally recover from that. Like, the one thing I would have not predicted going into this series was a comeback win from Falcons. Like, we were either expecting a comeback from Tundra or like a stomp from Falcons, just based on the playstyle of the two teams. So
yeah, that was like one thing all three of you were very sure of. All of you agreed with that one.
Yeah, so if they won with a comeback, if I'm Tundra, I have to make sure I'm not shaken by that. But I don't know, I would be.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of credit to Skeeter on this one, actually, for the gyrocopter, because he was in a position where they're buying auras from him. He's struggling a little bit, and he ended up pulling through and being that hard carry for the game, and was able to do the most damage on his team. And this is a situation he typically isn't put in, but it's good to see him put in this position and then be able to just show what he's got, because yeah, he definitely had to be that hard carry this game, and he eventually got there. I did like Amar's itemization as well, going for that early Crimson, getting a nullifier for the Monkey King. They realized they had to shut down this Monkey King. He was way too farmed. You had that one lucky, I'm going to call it arena play, where he gets stuck up there, but later on the items start piling on. You get the Crimsons, you get the nullifiers, and eventually he just runs out of steam, and now Skeeter can carry the game.
Yeah, the net worth kind of comes even again. It feels like you're hitting the timings that you've been waiting, you've been biding your time for, and you've talked about that little bit of a mental aspect, Brian, of how do they really go into a game number 2? I feel like you ignore everything that happened after that 27-minute mark and you focus on that earlier game, right? Because there was a lot of good that came for Tundra and a lot of time wasting that came out of Falcons.
Yeah, absolutely. Falcons, the way they've been losing, and what I wanted to highlight in this game 1, or the way they've been winning, excuse me, and why we thought they were going to lose, is because ATF has been popping off and having the absolute most free farm starts, sometimes even getting bonus kills in the lane. So I wanted to highlight a few clips of the way Tundra punished this win condition. So this is going to be 7 minutes in at the Wisdom Shrine fight. And Ammar, you're going to notice that he's manning up against the Monkey King as well as the Soxa's Marcy. And it literally looks like it could go either way. And if we're going to pause here, you're going to see that Mars is about level 5.5 right now. And if we get the kill on Soxa, you're then going to see that Mars is barely not level 6 just yet. So he's then going to die. And so you're thinking, okay, what's his way back into the game? A lot of offlaners would just TP back to their own lane right now. But instead, he's going to TP top, and 33 having the presence of mind, knowing that he saw that Mars wasn't level 6 yet, gets it from the creep wave, and then 33 is going to effectively dodge this gang. So Ammar, instead of free farming his lane, ends up dying at the Wisdom Shrine, trying to get a kill top, which misses. Then about 20 seconds later, he's going to walk mid and try to get a kill here. And I just want to remind you guys, this was the guy that pioneered the offlane farming for the first 15 minutes of the game. And this is a solid minute and a half of him dying and then walking around the map. And he ended up being the lowest net worth core after the laning stage. That's something you don't see very often on Ammar. And then just want to highlight the one play of the game that we've all been talking about, just so everyone at home gets a little glimpse and a replay of exactly what happened here. You're going to see Monkey King jump into midair right now and just have the Giga Atos.
Let me in. Let me in.
Nah, that's pure skill from Ammar. He knew. He knew to drop the arena right then.
We call that the Humpty Dumpty. That's what happened to Chrysalis there, and that's going to go down in history as one of the, I'd say, most pivotal, like, awkward interactions in all of Dota in terms of deciding the outcome of a game.
He even hit him with the old chat. Tree dance doesn't work, so he knew exactly what he was doing there.
Yeah, I genuinely would believe that. I feel like if anyone's going to know the weird interactions of Ammar's arena against every other hero, it's probably going to be Ammar. There is one more talking point that I want to have with you, Lacoste, is about the support duo that came out of the side of Falcons. It was just struggling a little bit. This Tusk going to position 5, Crit playing that...
it was really rough. They were really getting ran at because... Every single time you watch, like, the camera, Snaking was pretty much feeding off of cooldown. Every single time he respawns, he goes, he dies. He knew that he needed to buy a little bit more time, so a lot of he still had a pretty good timing on his Blink Dagger, and then he also had Crit, who was struggling for the first, like, 10, 12 minutes to be able to get his level 6 as well, but once he got that, he was able to, find these openings with the Mars Arena to be able to lock onto a target and kill it immediately, but overall, they managed to make a really good comeback, and thanks to that Crimson Guard that we talked about, like, this was a really good pickup from Mars, which also allows the rest of the team to be much tankier until you get these Solar Crest, until you get these drums as well, so that everything kind of ties well together, and we've seen that happen post like 30 minutes, and I want to see what's going to happen in game 2. I said that Falcons, we might be seeing even better Falcons compared to the yesterday. They already reached their peak, but seems like they're not done yet.
Yeah, already kind of blowing our minds here of doing that comeback that no one was really expecting. That's only a game 1, though, in a best of 3 for the grand final. The winner will be going on to that one. The loser, unfortunately, will have to settle and fight it out for 3rd or 4th place. So game number 2, we're going to go to a break. Before we do, though, we're going to check in with our on-map reporter live from the Dota map. That's Boog the Boglet.
Yo, Boog fam. No cap, it's like 3 a.m. I'm trying to catch some Z's.
There are some D-bags out there partying or something. Yo, what the f*** are you doing out there? Shut the f*** up!
Chad, that dude is jacked. I'm cooked.
No, wait! Ah!
Qual é, guys? Vou sair aqui, hein? Eu vou treinar lá, depois eu volto aí. Valeu? Forte abraço. Tamo junto. Se eu não voltar aí, qualquer coisa, e bom final de semana, minha gente. Vamos que vamos.